is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pain. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pain. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Radiant in my world. Radiant. Hey, I'm gonna no. Yeah. Woo! I can't pretend. No. I hope this never ends. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. freedom. Come on! Let's go! What is up, people? You depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. Yo! What is up, people? Dude, Thursday. Dude, what a day. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. Analyze and fall victim. Venom lowers. Let's go. I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention. Yeah, you never will. So you always will. Do I have? I don't know if I have cupping marks. I probably do. Wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did. Let's go. Son's 42nd birthday. No way. Dude, that's crazy. Here we go. I just want to be free. Let's go! Dude. Hey, yeah. Dude, Trump is such a fucking douche, bro. Dude, can we just talk about how Trump is such a douche? Dude, why is he such a douche, bro? Like, how can one human being be such a douche? Dude, like, oh my God. I guess we'll start with him just being a douche, right? Like, Pine Box, dude, I know, the Pine Box, we are just waiting for the box, dude. Just waiting for the box. What are you doing? I am waiting for the box. That's all I'm doing. That's my only thing, dude. Just waiting for the box, ladies and germs. Oh my God, dude. Dude, yeah, I find them to be different though, Tab, right? Because
because I find like Netanyahu to be a war criminal, like just evil, right? You know what I'm saying? Sadistic like person, right? But like Trump is like shitty, dude. Like douchey. You know what I mean? Like Netanyahu is like an evil war criminal personality, but Trump is like just a shitty, toxic, disgusting fucking human being, right? I feel like they're very different. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch Netanyahu a lot on the news, so he may be fucking just as disgusting. But like the thing about Trump that got me was like this shit he was saying about Burgum's wife. Like, really? Dude, he's like 80 years old. And he's in a press conference with Burgum's wife, okay? Doug Burgum, the Secretary of the Interior. This press conference is like about addiction stuff. Doug Burgum's wife like conquered addiction. So like she's there having her moment. This thing she really supported is getting passed that she relates to personally. And Trump has to go off on some like gross, nasty, you know, recollection. Like, dude, I mean, 2 inches, dude, 2 inches. Like, what a scoundrel. All right, hold on. So let me see here. Let me fucking get this shit going. All right, hold on. I gotta reset my shit, dude. Because I closed the window. Give me a sec here to get my Mac Daddy of Windows back. All right. There we go. There we go. Oh, what are we doing? Dude, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Jesus. Dude, why is Windows fucking such pain? All right. Hold on now. Now, hold on. Here we go. All right. Now we got it. Sorry. I have a very specific way I keep my windows. I'm like super anal about them. There we go. There it is. All right. Perfect. All right. Perfect. There we go. All right. I'm very anal about the way I do that. Dude. So, fucking, yeah, let's look at this clip. So smarmy, right? So smarmy, guys. I mean, he is such a degenerate. And then though, right? We're going to follow it up with 2 clips. All right? First clip, we're going to look at Burgum, okay? We're going to look at fucking his little comment about Burgum. Oh man, dude. This guy is so gross. He's so cheesy. He's more focused on stealing. Yeah. I mean, we got to talk about a couple of these clips. Okay? Obviously, we're going to look at the home one, but we got to look at this clip with Burgum, dude. Oh my God, bro. Right here. Dude, here it is, dude. Oh my God. I love this. This Jennifer Valent, right? She said foul. And like, what a great way of putting it. Just so smarmy. Okay. So here's Doug Burgum, right? And yes, he is from North Dakota. He is the Secretary of the Interior. This is his wife. Trump did this bill. I don't know what they were signing today, but it was something about drug addiction, right? It was, hold on. Let's see what he signed today. He signed the Great American Recovery Initiative, okay? Gary, right? That's what it is, okay? It's a national response to drug addiction. That's what it was, the Great American Recovery Initiative. He's signing Gary, all right, whatever. But so this is to Doug Burgum's wife. It's a big deal. She was an addict. She is in recovery. This was kind of a program that was really important to her, right? Her husband's working for Trump. So now in the middle of this thing, dude, look at where Trump goes with this. Okay? Look at where Trump, I mean, he just can't be normal. He can't be a decent human being. He's got to go in there and get the neck gina flapping, right? You're right. He's got to go in there and the neck gina just starts oozing and off he goes. Off he goes to fucking Trump world. Watch this shit.
You know, I saw them riding horses in a video and they said, who is that? I was talking about her, not him. And they explained it. I said, I'm going to hire him because anybody has somebody like you to be with. It's an amazing tribute, and it's a great couple, amazing couple.
Dude, look at how smarmy he is, right? He's like, I saw a video. Apparently he saw a horseback riding video and just couldn't get Mrs. Burgum out of his mind. And so he's like, decides to say, oh yeah, I just hired your husband because of like how you looked riding that horse. Dude, he is so smarmy, so slimy, right? And like, oh yeah, if he gets somebody like you, like I gotta hire that guy. Gotta make sure he's trying to get her on his horse. It's so gross, dude. He's got the big flappy neck gina there, you know? You know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't that gross? And everybody up there is like, God, this is awkward. Dude, watch these guys again. Dude, look at RFK, bro. What is going on with RFK Jr.? Dude, look at him, bro.
You know, I saw them riding horses in a video. And they said, who is that? I was talking about her, not him. And they explained it. I said, I'm going to hire him because anybody has somebody like you to be
like
with.
you.
It's an amazing tribute, and it's a great couple, amazing couple.
Amazing couple like you. Now, you know what else is so creepy about this shit, guys? Okay, dude, look at RFK Jr. Dude, RFK Jr. looks like he's going to stab him, dude. What is going on? Dude, look at her. She does not look happy. Pam Bondi's over here going like, oh, Epstein. Dude, but so what's so gnarly about this is considering Trump's past, okay? This was a thing that Trump used to do, okay, when he was younger, where he would like, oh, he's friends with Doug and his wife. He would invite them over. And when his wife would go to the bathroom, he would like meet her outside the bathroom and like force his way into the bathroom and like feel them up or like stick his tongue down their throat or whatever, put his hand up their dress and do something crazy that the woman would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then she's in a position now where she doesn't feel comfortable telling her husband. And now he's got like a secret that he's held where he is like, you know, SA'd the guy's wife. He used to do this all the fucking time. If you look at all the women that like came out with charges against Trump, like 1/3 of those women were that type of situation where he would just force himself on a woman just to like touch her and make her feel wildly uncomfortable. And like he could overpower her, fill her with this fear. And then he like backs off. But then she's left like, do I tell my husband? Do I not tell my husband? If she tells the husband, you know, he's going to say she came on to him and yada, yada, yada. Right. I mean, it's just gross. Like he's just a gross human being, guys. He's so disgusting. And this is who the Christians in America are following. The Christians. The people wearing crosses are like bowing down before this sex predator. It is so gnarly, guys. By the way, we're pivoting though. We're going to cover a couple of Trump pieces here. Pivot! Dude, he's so gross. Okay. But tonight, speaking of Melania, speaking of, you know, whatever gnarliness we're talking about, new Melania poster just dropped. Dude, isn't that one great? Oh, dude, that one is so good. Bro, oh my God, the new Melania poster. Every day I find new posters online for her movie. This one is good, dude. Oh, isn't it good? Oh, I love it. I love it. So you need that poster. It's great. You find it on my Twitter. Okay. I just posted it today. It is a good one. Dude, I am collecting all these. So there was the big premiere at the Kennedy Center. Okay. The Melania's movie premiere, her documentary. It does come out. Let's see. It comes out tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow there is a like a general strike being planned. So I don't know if all the people that work at the theaters are going to walk out. Wouldn't that be crazy? Dude, the general strike hits the movie theaters. And so nobody can go see her movie. But yes, her gnarly movie is coming out tomorrow. Now, here's what's great about this, though. There is a clip, guys, from the premiere where, like, the photographers, this is so good, dude. Let me see if I bookmarked it. I probably didn't. Oh my God, I did. I bookmarked it. So they have the movie premiere. This is priceless. Okay, you ready for this? Dude, I swear to you, this makes it all worthwhile. Okay, so here we go. We have Trump and Melania. They're at the Kennedy Center, right? This is the big Melania premiere. They have a photographer there who's taking pictures of everyone. They're sort of like treating the stage like a red carpet or whatever. She's got her name. Well, of course, the movie's called Melania, right? Everything is Melania. I mean, she is as self-absorbed as Trump is. But so in this clip, the photographer tells Trump, like, I just want to take a photo of Melania. And watch him when he gets kicked, dude. He gets like booted. The photographer's like, just her. And watch him. He is so torqued. You ready? Watch this. So good.
President, Madam First Lady, both of you right here, please. And just once more, and right here
One
for
more
her.
up top. Thank you guys so much.
And then we do a solo, please.
To your left.
Mrs. Trump, a solo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Trump, right.
President.
Dude,
Madam
look at him. Look at him. He gets kicked, dude. He's like, oh, look at him. Look at that face. He's like, oh, wait. No, I'm getting kicked. Right? Look at it. Look at his face, dude. Dude. Pine box. Pine box. Pine box. Dude. Homie is torqued, bro.
To your left.
Mrs. Trump, a solo.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dude. Oh, shit. Dude, I just realized, right? She's getting a photo taken in front of Melania, but she's standing right in front of the word me, right? Me, 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 me. Dude, me, Melania. Melania. Dude, they did ask him quite a few questions. Dude, he was kicked. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, Mr. Trump. Would you mind getting the fuck out of the picture? Please. Sorry, neck ginas are being photographed in the next room. Trumpy. Oh, shit, dude. So good. Oh, my God. See, sometimes this shit just comes together, boss. It really does. So here, I mean, dude, look at him, though. Look at him. Look at his, like, what's he got going on there, dude? What does he got? All right, he gets asked a question about the 75 million, because of course, guys, this movie is, Melania is not going to recoup. There's no way this movie recoups. Not a chance in hell is this thing. It's not even going to come close. I don't think it's going to recoup like 10% of the money. The whole thing was just a gnarly bribe to Trump and to give Melania a moment in the spotlight, because she has no, I mean, there's no discernible talent that I've seen coming from her other than being just as selfish and gross as her husband. Okay. But so he gets asked about the movie.
Paid $75 million to make and market this film. It's an exorbitant fee. Many Americans think that this is maybe Jeff Bezos trying to get in good with you, and they would call it an act of corporate corruption. The New York Times.
The New York Times, fake news, New York Times. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know really. I'm not involved in that. That was done with my wife. I think it's going to be, I think it's a very important movie. I think it's really going to be very important. It shows life in the White House. It's a big deal, actually.
Mr. President, what was 𝗙𝗪𝗏 doing at
Dude, you see that? Who are you from? Who are you with? Oh, fake news. Dude, you know he gets torqued when he pulls that out. When he asks you, who are you from? And then he like disses your news org. That is a sign that it absolutely got to you, right? Absolutely got to you. And again, dude, look at that. There's the hand. Oh, shit, bro. Pine Box. Dude, yeah, isn't that crazy? $75 million on this dog shit movie. And this is frustrating. You know, it really is, guys. I mean, we in America, we should be pissed. Every American should be mad that, like, we're struggling to survive, and this clown's wife is, getting, a $40 million paycheck for doing nothing, like doing absolutely nothing, And then here, where's the one about Obama, right? Here he's still going off on the New York Times.
I think January 2026.
They got the election wrong, the New York Times,
They get a lot wrong in the New York Times, Mr. President.
They got a lot wrong, but they got the election wrong. They haven't apologized yet.
What day will you be announcing your Fed chair pick next week?
Dude, he's still fucking crying about the election. But let's find the Obama one. He made a comment about Obama that I thought was... Where is it? Oh, yeah. Right here. There it is.
And Mr. President, what do you say to those that are critical of the fact that Amazon paid $40 million to acquire the rights of this movie?
Well, I think they'd have to go and ask President Obama, who got paid a lot of money and hasn't done anything. So I think they probably have to go, because if you take a look at others, they've been paid a lot of money. But this is somebody, Melania, who really produced. She's done a great thing. This is a very important piece of work.
What do you hope people learn about your wife after seeing this?
Dude, so you got to go talk to Obama. Dude, he is still talking about Obama. Like, what is wrong with this man, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Obama they got a production company. They got a production deal. So he's like, oh, you got to go talk to Obama. They got a lot of money and did nothing. Obama has a peace prize. Dude, Donald Trump has a piece of shit prize. Jeez Louise, dude. Dude, the nunt warning. I mean, I'm thankful for one thing. I'm thankful that all these questions are from a profile, so we don't have to look at that flappy shit in his neck. But man, dude, right? Oh, Dude, what a fucking scoundrel, right? Dude. Dude.
And just once we're here, Mr. President, thank you, sir.
Up top over here, Melania, to your left.
Don't go too far. We need that two shot.
And one more.
And Melania. Melania, right here.
Dude.
May we bring you two together again?
And together.
Dude, they're so awkward. Like, they're so awkward. It is so awkward to watch this. Now, one of the things that like I noticed today was the red voters, okay? The MAGA voters were really like talking about Melania today. Dude, this is so funny. Only 2 tickets have been sold. Dude, it's amazing. Oh my God. Dude, oh shit. Look at this. This meme is currently circulating in Norway. Dude, the kid's getting Melania tickets. Dude, oh, it's amazing. But so I saw these people, okay? I saw these people talking about Melania and Trump, okay? And the right wingers, let me see if I can find a tweet or two, okay? Dude, here's her comment. You ready?
He would like to have a country that all of the people can walk down the street and not to be harassed or murdered or women raped. I think it's very important. And what happened a few years ago, so many criminals came over the border, and he closed the border now a while back already. And we need to take care of our citizens. Dude,
this guy, her entire pregnancy, Trump was like sticking it in anyone he could find. Anyone. Okay? He has cheated on her consistently for decades. Okay? Like Scummy, Epstein, Grapist. You know what I mean? And the way she sits there and is like, oh my God, he just wants us to be safe. He wants women to not be attacked. What? And he was literally skeezing on Doug Burgum's wife like 2 hours ago. She is like so off her rocker. Now, again, I don't think she cares because she doesn't love Trump. She doesn't give a shit about Trump. She's just there for the money. She's just Erica Kirking this is all she's doing, dude. Dude, she's totally Kirking the situation, right? Right? That's what it is, boss. Oh, dude, she's Kirking. The criminals, we must stop all the criminals. Dude, oh man, it's hard. It's hard to watch this, guys. It really is hard to watch this. Started dance goal. All right. Let's go. Dance goal incoming. Fuck it. Let's get it going. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dude. Here we go. Find box. There it is. There it is. Dance goal is in the house. Man, dude. Oh, this shit is crazy. And of course, okay, you know, everything about them is like make-believe, fantasy, okay? Right? She runs around, she speaks 5 languages. There's no way, okay? There's no way. There's no way, dude. Her languages are like money, jewels, right? Naked, fucking, gold digging, and right? You know, and Epstein, those are the 5 languages she speaks. Reality show gone wrong. Dude, Uncle F, Pine Box. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Dude, yeah, no, she can't even speak English, boss. But in other news, like speaking of money, Trump was in the headlines again today for, of course, you know, his latest nefarious plan to try and like take money. Jolie, kirking it, you're dying, let's go. Dude, yeah, she's definitely kirking it. But this is crazy, guys. Look at this. Trump sues the IRS and Treasury Department for $10 billion over leaked tax records. Dude, Felicia, love you, Tommy. Let's dance all the way to Brooklyn. Let's go. We love to see it. Dude, Ellis, Melania, and the orange mushroom. Ew, so gross, dude. You got to wonder, like, who changes whose diaper. Dude, Pinky, let's go. Let's go. So gross, Melania. But, so Trump sues the IRS, and he argues in the lawsuit the agencies failed to prevent a contractor from leaking his tax returns from nearly a decade ago to news outlets. Now, dude, I have a number of problems here because one, what even goes on with the president suing his own administration? Right? Like, what is that? How is that allowed? Because his DOJ, he can literally get them to like not fight it, and there's like billions of dollars like right in his pocket. He is suing to take taxpayer money. We didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And like, what the fuck is going on? He should be suing the person who did this. And what's more, though, is this lying con man, he promised he would release his tax returns. And then he didn't. He promised he would. And then he backed out of it. Like everything he does, where he just, you know, flat out lies. Right? You know what I'm saying? Everything about him is just an abject fucking lie from top to bottom. Dude, Trumpy is a criminal. Dude, thank you, Hypermobile. You want to show Barron pics of his mom in 5 years? Ew. Dude, Barron's probably taking those pics. I mean, let's be honest, Urban Mask, right? If you're going to look at, right, if we're talking about pics of Melania, I mean, dude, Barron, dude, homie is taking the pics. What are you talking about? Show him. Dude, look at him. He's out there. He's swinging, right? He is swinging. Dude, gig tax with the gifted membership. Let's go. And Jake says 9 nails of inches, the whole 9 yards. Dude, 9 inches. 9 inches deep. But yeah, no, but guys, I have a real, in all honesty, I have a real ethical like question here of how this lawsuit works. Like, he's absolutely going to get his own DOJ to stand down. Like, how is this allowed? Is a president able to sue his own administration's agencies so then he can just eke money out? Like, what the fuck is this, bro? This is so, you know what I'm saying? It's mind-blowing. Like, everything with him is a grift. Did I miss one? All right, let's go. Oh, there it is. May money. Let's go. Heavy day for me, fam. The elementary school I work at has 4 boxes of paper left for the rest of the school year, and they froze our funds. Let's go. Left and right. It's disgusting. Our poor children. Dude, that's brutal, bro. Like, dude, thank you, May money. That is so shitty, though. That is so crappy. Dude, how are they gonna, like, dude, we need like a paper drive or some shit. Bro, like the schools can't get money, but like all the racists get like $1 million give, send, goes. So yeah, dude, this is insane. Everything with this guy is a grift, right? Yeah, they can just settle. Even if they settle, oh, we're going to settle for $1 billion. He wants to sue everyone for $10 billion. Like, really? I mean, dude, there's no way. There's no way. So, Leslie, there were like 2 years of taxes or whatever that got released that were pretty uneventful. Somebody like snuck released them, and it, you know, I don't know. It wasn't a huge deal. I mean, it was pretty illuminating, like how little he fucking pays, right? But you know, I can't remember what year it was, but somebody outed that shit. $10 billion in damages. Dude, this shit is so frustrating. He's trying to steal 10 billion from us. You know, 10 billion. That is nuts, guys. And it is just straight up theft. It is straight up theft because he literally controls the defense. Dude, you should be furious about this. We all should be furious about this, man.
The Fox News alert, President Trump is suing the IRS now for $10 billion for allegedly leaking his tax returns. And moments ago on the red carpet for the premiere of Melania's new movie, he dropped this bombshell.
Day will you be announcing your Fed chair pick next week?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. And do you know who you pick?
Tomorrow I do. Otherwise, I'll have to go to work very quickly. No, I'll be announcing the Fed chair tomorrow morning.
Wow, more on all the Fox News alert.
Dude, boy, she just breezed right over that. How do they not have a problem with that, guys? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, look at Ingraham. We know that she is like a Botox ghoul, but like, how do they not have a problem with the president just trying to loot 10 billion from the taxpayer money and out of the treasury? Like, how is that not an issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, he can grape, he can murder, he can like insult, he can make fun of them or their wives or demean them for years, and he can just literally like try to steal 10 billion, and they're just like they walk right by it. Like, what possesses people to do that, right? Political punk, I understand the need to reconciliation, but if you're a running Democrat not talking about holding these people accountable for fraud, for looting, for excessive force, stay home. Let's go. Hey, man. Let's go, baby. I think there are going to be a lot of Dems that are going to be talking about that. There are, right? There are. There are going to be a lot of Dems, unless they're running in a red district and they're trying to win a Republican district, then they're going to be sidestepping. But I don't disagree with you, boss. I think every Dem should be talking about this. And I also, though, understand if they're running for a red district, for them sort of sidestepping, as long as after they win that district, they go in with the hammer of justice, right? See, that's where I'm going to have a problem, guys, okay? Because I don't have a problem if we have Dems running in red districts that sort of sidestep this and don't make anti-Trump their whole bandwagon to get elected. However, once we have the House, if those Dems become obstacles, then I'm going to have a real fucking problem, dude. I'm serious. Like I don't want to see one Democrat being an obstacle when it comes time to hold these people accountable, right? I mean, if they do lip service to us, boss, we need to like protest the shit out of these people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, for example, did you see Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez? Can we just talk about her for a minute, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about her, dude. Thank you, boss. Urban, I'm with you. Dude, I want vengeance. I want retribution. But look at what Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez did, okay? She is the Democrat that's in a red district up in Vancouver, Washington, okay? And it is a Republican district, but dude, the shit she said, man, it really bothers me, okay? This really bothers me because this is the same shit, okay? This is the same shit that let me find it. Let me find her little video, okay? It must be on her thing. This is the same shit that what's her name did from Alaska. Why am I forgetting her name? Her name is so eminently forgettable. But dude, the senator from Alaska. Why am I spacing out on her name, dude? Dude, Murkowski, thank you. Okay? So watch what she says here. Okay? Listen to what she says here. Right? This is insane what she says. You ready?
Like, shit's terrible, but we have to be strategic and think clearly. And no one's talking about this fact, like, ICE is pre-funded for 6 years. The reconciliation bill that was passed last January means ICE can keep doing this for 6 years. The money is not, they did it before the budget was passed. They're going to keep doing it if the budget isn't passed. And so the money's not the question. The question is, what leverage do Senate Dems have now to negotiate accountability right now to end this craziness? Like, I think they could negotiate to get Senate that, I think they could negotiate to replace Noem with someone that doesn't skirt the filibuster. I think they could get ID numbers on federal law enforcement. I think they could get an end to the surge. I think they could get an investigation in Minnesota that wasn't run by the feds. I think they could get an end to the administrative warrant bullshit. There's stuff that is worth getting because the money is not the question at this point. It's pre-funded. I know everyone feels terrible, but we have to be strategic right now.
Okay, so here's the thing. She voted for this shit. Like, she voted for it, sending it out of the House to the Senate, but saying, well, the Senate needs to, find some leverage, and they could try to get this shit. But, why didn't you ask for some of that shit before you voted for it? This is the same shit that Murkowski did, where she said, this actually destroys healthcare. This is not a good bill. This budget is terrible. I hope they fix it, but I'm going to go ahead and sign it and vote yes. And then I hope the House fixed it. And then as soon as it got to the House, they just rubber stamped it. And it was like, why are you doing that? Why are you voting on something that is toxic? Why are you voting on something that is failing and doesn't do the things you wanted to do? And then you say, oh man, I hope these other people down the line will do this shit. Now, there is a little bit of leverage in the Senate, though, inherently because of the 60 votes. And in fact, if those 7 Dems had voted no in the House could have still passed it. They would have had to just put all of their districts on the line too. But I hate this shit. I hate when they talk like this because it's like, they're like, she's not being transparent at all. You know what I'm saying? She is trying to cover her own vote, which is to, keep her red district and then simultaneously being like, oh, we got to be smart about this. When I think I would just appreciate it more if she was honest, if she said, you know what, I'm in a red district. And so most of my constituents, the vast majority of my constituents wanted me to vote yes on that bill, right? I could at least accept that. At least that would be honest, because she is in a red district. And that very well is, she's trying to hold on to her job. But this whole mentality of I'm going to vote for this thing and hope the people down the road do something, it fucking bothers me, dude. It really does. It's like a lack of honesty. The regressives will never keep their word. Let's go, JD. It is a total lack of honesty. Boogie on, boss. Let's go. Tuesday night. Let's go. Dude, this woman though, bro, this woman is a constant Trump voter. I want to make sure I got everybody, right? And yes. All right, everybody's in. Let's go. Dude, so annoying, bro. So annoying. Now, I mean, this though, this is the situation we find ourselves in when we have Democrats in red districts. And I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure how you manage that well, because of course we want Democrats to win red districts because that is like super powerful. The problem becomes like, how do we win those red districts and still do useful legislation, you know? And let's go, watch bar, let's go, Jake. And no, she is not the one who said, we're all gonna die. That was Joni Ernst. That was a senator from Iowa. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yes. If she had said, this is how my constituents want me to vote, dude, I would totally buy that. I would totally buy that. But she's trying to make a video of like, oh, this thing's so terrible. We got to be strategic. It's like, yeah, you're being strategic. All right. Right. You're trying to play both sides without being honest. And I feel like there's a way to be honest about it. You know, there is. I mean, maybe just be honest. By the way, we should watch that video later. Speaking of somebody in a red district, 𝗏𝗏 is in George Santos's district on Long Island. And Walter Masterson and a whole bunch of other people went and trolled the shit out of 𝗏𝗏 in one of his town halls. Oh my God, bro. It like unbelievable. So good. All right. So good. Dude. Yeah, this woman just annoys me. But dude, Pine Box for political softies. Let's go. Dude, Trump for Pine Box. Nicki Minaj, absolute fool. Yeah, I mean, dude, Nicki's trying to get some money, and she is trying to maybe see if she can do something for all the sex predators in her life. I mean, I think she just knows. Dude, fucking goddamn dance party. Let's go, people. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Nicki Minaj is in a bind, and she needs the type of power that Trump can afford. And, you know, guys, maybe she likes him. Maybe she likes that. I mean, her husband is a predator and her brother is a predator. So maybe like she likes predators, you know, that they may just be like, that may feel like home to her. I mean, they're all cut from the same cloth. And isn't it funny? I know she was undocumented, right? From Trinidad and Tobago. But isn't it funny how, dude, she got a free gold card. Undocumented, no problem, right? Huh? Isn't that funny how that works? Like, wow, they really don't believe in deporting everyone, do they? Right? Tobago? All right. Yeah. Tobago, 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 Tobago. Dude, let's go. Right? Nicki Minaj looks like a thumb in a wig. Dude, she is hitting it up, dude. Cardboard boxes, pine boxes, too good for him. Oh, let's go. Cardboard. I like that, JD. Dude, you ready? Look at this, though. There was a photo of her and Trump. Let me find it. There was a photo of Nicki and Trump. Dude, I think cardboard box is perfect. But look at the photo. Where is it? Right here. Dude, look at that. Like, bro. She's selling her soul, man. Like, what is she doing, dude? Right? You know? Dude, you like the nonce party meme? That's funny, wasn't it? Dude, what is she doing, guys? This is like, she really... This photo just, I feel like it encapsulates it. That, you know, on some level, she knows she's just like making a deal, a brutal deal. She smell him? Does she smell the stink of grape all over him? Isn't that wild? I mean, dude, and that picture, have you seen the picture of like the hands? Oh my God. This is so gross, dude. This picture of her hand, like, first off, I don't understand. Okay, you ready? I will never in a million years understand this shit. Let's find the photo. There it is. Let's find a big one of just the hand. Okay? I mean, she is selling out. This is the definition of the sellout. There it is. What is that? First off, look at it. He's got his swollen, puffy, ravaged hand. It's like makeup over it or whatever. But like, dude, what is going on with her nails? Dude, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like dime store press-on nails. But, dude, it's Nicki fucking Minaj. Doesn't she have like a nail person? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is she using these like weird dime store press-ons? That seems weird, man. I mean, I would just think that she has a nail person. I mean, look at the dress she's wearing. She's wearing fur and shit. You know, I mean, I don't really like the size. To me, isn't that weird? I know a lot of people really like the fucking, you know, the size ones, but I mean, it looks like if you look at it, some of them, I think Franny had a close up of it. She zoomed in on it and it just looked like pretty, I don't know, pretty shoddy. Like I was just a little surprised. I was like, dude, I think she would, you know, but Trump is so close to the box, guys. How close to the box is he? Dude. Oh, look at him. Look at his hand, bro. This shit is like dying out. Why can't his makeup artist match his skin tone better? I don't know. Okay? We ever find out more about Nikki's cousin's friend who got the vaccine and became impotent and his testicles became swollen? No! Dude, Urban, I don't know what that is. Dude, what happened? Dude, Nikki's cousin's friend got swollen testicles from the vaccine? I am not aware of that. Yeah, dude, he is holding her hand kind of weird. He's like clutching it, right? He's like clutching it. She was saying that in 2020? Oh my God. There's no way, dude. Yeah, this photo though, right, is really telling. Like, you know, I don't think she's really, I don't know. This photo, dude, Girl Friday, let's go! Dude, this photo, I feel like, says everything about their relationship, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't the photo say everything about it? It's like, ew, he smells. She sold her soul. I don't know why she would do it, but maybe, you know, I mean, Trump is right now the most powerful person in America, and maybe she's hoping that can, like, get some leniency or get some help for her sex pred, the sex pred men in her life, right? That is pretty gnarly, though, right? Dude, change his pamper. Dude, they're like scooper nails, right? They're scoopers, boss. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, that is crazy. But, you know, one of the things that I thought was interesting, though, guys, was this. I don't know if you guys remember. Dude, Sonder Commando action. Let's go, JD. Let's go. Oh, wrong button. Oh, let's go. So, do you remember during Kamala Harris's campaign, all of the shit talk about Beyonce and George Clooney, and they're like, we're sick of stars. Stars need to shut up and dribble. Why is anybody, you know, nobody cares if you have stars, Taylor Swift, this, that, or the other, right? Remember? And now that Nicki Minaj is like hanging out with them, they are like, dude, like we have the star. Nicki's on our team. everything. Like they cannot do anything without being completely abject, like hypocrites, like complete and utter hypocrites. Pinky Parker, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not possible for them. It is not possible for them to engage with any kind of, you know, integrity at all. Like, you know, they will bash the hell out of every single thing. And then the minute it's on their side or working for them, they are like, oh my God. All right, let's see the Nikki tweet. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. Dude, so just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Oh my God, bro. Dude, that is funny. And then somebody said, I'm a board certified urologist. The vaccine does not cause orchitis, i.e. swollen balls. Something else caused that. Tons of data that getting COVID does affect semen parameters and might lead to infertility. Vaccines prevent COVID. Misinformation kills. Dude, that is so funny. Oh my God, dude. I took the vaccine and got pregnant. I wasn't using birth control and didn't have a condom, but pray on it, y'all. Oh my God, dude. Dude, that is hilarious, bro. Oh shit, that's fucking huge, dude. Dude, oh no, Brett Terhune.
Look, I know you're all having your jokes and making fun of it, but this is 100% true. I can vouch for this. I was Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's best man, and it happened. I was there. It all started the night of the bachelor party, and of course we were out having a good time, drinking, doing nose drugs, hanging out with strippers, raw dog, and all that kinds of stuff. And the next morning we wake up, and he has what I can describe as 2 basketballs, WNBA. Thank God they weren't NBA size, but 2 basketball-sized balls in his underwear. And it's all because he had just gotten the vaccine. So unless you want his fiance to call it off with you two, I suggest you avoid the jab altogether. So anyway, Eric, love you, man. Hope you're doing well, and just keep taking the penicillin.
Dude, WNBA. Oh, shit. Oh, that's funny, dude. WNBA sized. Oh, man. That's hilarious, dude. Oh. Dude, we froze up. Let's go. You see that? Dude, we had the freeze up, bro. Dude, Terhune got us going so much that destroyed the fucking chat, dude. Dude, the WNBA size balls froze the chat. Dude, Felicia said, Tommy, she is broke. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I guess that's true, right? Like, you know what? I guess what I hadn't realized is I knew she was losing her house, but I guess I hadn't realized, you're right. She is like broke, isn't she? Prayers for Weenie. Let's go, punk metal. Let's go. Dude, prayers for the WNBA sizers. So is she like broke? Is she really like totally broke? I mean, I knew she was losing her house, right? How the fuck is she broke? Okay. She is, okay. So it says that she's not broke. There's a legal issue. Creditor tried to seize her mansion. And her team insists she's wealthy, but I think there is some question about it. Because you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know, right? I mean, the broke would make sense with the nails, you know? So that would make sense with the press-ons, with the cheap press-ons. Nicki Minaj! Let's go, Gator! Let's go, baby. Dude, I used to love Nicki, but I'm sorry. I can't hang with Nicki anymore, dude. I can't. Dude, thank you, Gator. I'm serious. I have to write Nicki off, okay? Unfortunately, Nicki, it's been real. It's been great, like, spending some time with you, right? Dude, and Uncle Larry says, just found your stream. This is awesome. You're a former FM Chicago DJ. Let's go, dude. Dude, I love Chicago. I used to play a club in Chicago called the Elbow Room, right? It was on Lincoln, in that little diagonal part of Lincoln where Lincoln cuts through. That's kind of on the, I think, on the north side, right? And there's all those like clothing boutiques and shit. The Elbow Room in Chicago. I played it like all the time, dude. Love that. And the people, like the Chicago people, are pretty cool, man. Right? Let's go. She can't control her temper online. Oh, who, Nicki? Yeah, dude, I can't do the Nicki anymore, boss. I'm sorry. I have to tap out with Nicki. Okay? She lost me. Okay? She did, dude. Dude, she lost me, boss. No mas. All right? This is just so scoundrelly. Dude, it's so scoundrelly. You know, she is like selling it. The Trump accounts, these, can I just say these Trump accounts too are shit. Okay? The Trump account is like, you know what the Trump account is? It's this. The Trump account is it's money to go into the markets, right? Our taxpayer money, every time someone has a kid, our taxpayer money is going into the markets. So it's a constant flow for the market, right? For the financial markets, a constant flow of money. But the other thing that sucks about this is if you're poor or middle class, it is worth nothing, okay? Nothing. Okay, if you, I mean, a little bit of money, but not nearly with the price of everything going up, just your power bills from, you know, right? Your power bills from the data center alone are going to eat up that profits. Okay. And so, right. And so it's worth nothing. But if you're rich, it's like $1 million for your kid at age 28. The Elbow Room closed in 2019. Sounds about right. Dude, I wouldn't imagine it would have made it through the pandemic. When I was playing there was 2004, 2005, 2006, right? It was a long time ago, 20 years ago. But yeah, dude, it is like these things are a con. And that's provided this shit doesn't crash, right? You know what I'm saying? That's provided this shit doesn't crash. Dude, oh shit. Dude, look at that. All right, I'm liking it, dude. Avril Lavigne, is that true? Did Avril Lavigne? Did she? Let's see if she actually did. I mean, we see it on Twitter. That does not mean it's true. I actually don't think it's true, guys. I think that may be some bullshit. Let's check the AI mode. I think it may be somebody just trying to. Oh, no. Yeah. All right. No, maybe it did. Reportedly, it's not confirmed yet. But dude, I may have the big ups for Avril Lavigne. All right. Dude, big ups. Yeah, I'll take it, dude. Dude, I like Avril Lavigne. Dude, I liked her a lot, dude, in the 90s. Dude, I thought she had a smoking voice, boss. I mean, she did one of those weird, like, you know, punk power pop sort of like crossovers that I thought was really cool because I've always liked the pop music. So seeing somebody do pop music in a little punk, you know, like this little punk vibe, like a little like super poppy, like female Blink-182. And she was like really sassy. And, you know, she's Canadian, right? The Canadians are always, right? They're always like spunky, but she has great voice. And I just liked the crossover. I liked seeing it. I was a big fan in the 90s. Dude. Yeah, we'll take it. Avril, let's go. Dude. So there it is, man. Dude, so was Nicki Minaj, though? Was she really a bully? Right? With Nicki, was she like, because I didn't follow her personally. I don't follow stars' lives or whatever, musicians. I do sometimes, but not like, you know, like ancillary people. I mean, I know she was huge and I like some of her songs, but I never bought a record or never like followed her online. And so like seeing the Rolling Stone here saying that Nicki Minaj was a bully, that she used to like attack other people, it's like it kind of makes you wonder if she really is that way. And, you know, her brother's a sex pred and she marries a sex pred. I mean, it's possible that Nicki is just a lot like Trump, right? She may be, you know, like super vain and thin-skinned and, you know, like completely ego-driven and abusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe this isn't even a change-up, guys. Tommy, she beat down her security and he sued her. She can't pay it. Now she has to sell her home. Dude, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying is because you ready? She may have been, you know, whatever. She may have been sort of like, you know, people assume she was a left-winger because she's a black woman, a powerful black woman, and she's in the entertainment industry where like most everybody are left-wingers. But it is entirely possible that she's always had that right-wing nastiness in her. She just kept it on the DL because she didn't want to have a tough time in Hollywood, in the record industry, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and the fact that she doesn't want to pay people, that is a notoriously Trumpian sort of thing, okay? And because I don't remember Nicki Minaj ever being like a political speaker, right? Like you had Cardi B, and Cardi B's out there like telling you like it is and always taking stands, but I don't remember Nicki Minaj having any political like, you know, center whatsoever. You know what I mean? I just remember her, you know, like cashing in for a period of time. Right? She's unbearable. Dude, you could care less. The Dean Cain of the rap world. Oh, dude, that hurts, bro. That hurts. But look at him, though. Look, dude, she doesn't look, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at her, dude. She doesn't look very happy, guys. I already think this collab ain't working for her. And now, dude, she's going to have a tough time. Okay? She is. She's going to have a tough time. You know what I'm saying? She's going to have a tough time because I don't think, you know, I think people on the left are now done with her. And I don't think people on the right are going to have anything to do with her. Really? Okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they are, dude. I honestly, the MAGA people, they're like cheering for her support, but they're not going to support her. The MAGA people supporting a black woman, give me a fucking break, dude. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen, boss. Dude, let's see if we can find some video. Dude, I want to see her going off on somebody. Dude, dude, it doesn't even look like her, bro. Dude, what's up with her wig, boss? Look at that. Dude, this is not going to end well, boss. It is not, bro. It is not going to end well. Oh, there it is. Dude, so gross. Dude. I want to see her yelling at someone. All right. I want to see her. Can we see her yell at somebody? No. Dude, what is she doing, bro? Is she hugging Mike Johnson?
I almost wore this coat today. I'm so glad I didn't. I almost wore this coat today.
Dude, what a phony, bro. Why is she hugging Mike Johnson? Like, dude, somebody said, looks like she shaved 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀 albino cousin. Yeah, dude, what is she wearing, bro? Dude.
I almost wore this coat today. I'm so glad I didn't.
I almost wore this coat today. Dude, I bet he does own that coat, right? I bet he does. When he goes clubbing with Benny Johnson, dude, I guarantee when him and Lindsey Graham and Benny Johnson go hit up the clubs, dude, Mike Johnson is definitely wearing that coat, dude. He is like, hey, Lindsey, Benny, ooh, dude, you know he is. Dude, shaves 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋𝗧's albino cousin. Dude, we are in the upside down, bro. We are literally in the upside down. This is fucking like, I just can't even believe how we're so far outside reality, boss. You know what I'm saying? We are just like, we have left, you know what I'm saying? It's like Major Tom, ground control. Where am I? Dude, where are we, boss? Oh, shit, dude. You know, what are we doing? Lord have mercy. All right, Nikki. Dude, his grinder attire? Yeah, man. All right, so, dude, wait, what is this? Dude, look at him. Dude, look at them. Look at how miserable these people are, dude. The shiny toy guns version, I have not. You should put it in the Discord, the music section. Dude. So, I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. About how these two will like make an appearance, right? They'll show up, whatever, they hold hands for the camera, but that you can tell that these guys don't have any relationship whatsoever. Like they never go to a movie together, an actual movie, or go out to dinner and talk about the kids and his work, right? Trump never sits down and is like, Melania, man, I'm fucking taking a beating in the polls and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. You know what I'm saying? They never spend any time together, like doing that kind of shit, just going out and experiencing life together. They just don't. Okay. I don't think she even changes the diapers anymore, guys. You ready? Here we go.
And what is something that you want people to take away from this film?
Here in this film, they will see a lot of emotion, passion, grief, sadness, celebration, love.
Yeah.
So that's the message from the...
Dude, what? Dude, what in the brain dead did we just witness, guys? Like, fucking fashion. What did she say? She said, hold on, we gotta listen to it again. Hold on.
They will see a lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion, fashion, grief, right? A lot of emotion, fashion, grief, like love, you know, that's the message. The message is, yes, be best. The message is emotion, fashion, grief. Dude, this movie, is it about Erica Kirk, right? Wait, oh, shit. Dude, what is she doing? And look at him. He's like, dude, please, you took my IVs out. I don't know what to do. I'm having another MRI of my nuts in the morning.
To them, and what is something that you want people to take away from this film?
Here in this film, they will see a lot of emotion, passion, grief, sadness, celebration, love.
Yeah.
So that's the message from the...
Dude, they will see a lot of emotion, fashion, grief, sadness, love. That's the message. Dude, grief, sadness, love, or celebration, love. That's the message. Emotion, fashion, grief, sadness, celebration, love. Oh, be best. Dude, and look at Don, dude. Look at D, bro. He's like, where's Bubba? Where Bubba? Where my Bubba? Dude, what the hell, boss? Spoke to FLOTUS about her film. Dude, really? That was it? Hold on. We gotta do it, guys. We gotta do it, boss. Sadness, celebration, love. That is the message. Dude, that is the message. Let's go, dude. Trumpy is not having it, bro. Melania. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, no, they put Melania's face on this meme. Oh, that's crazy. That is, like, that's creepy, dude. I can't look at it, boss. Oh, my God, dude. Dude, what are we doing, bro? Dude, makeup on the hand. Oh, shit, boss. All right. Everybody's playing that one clip to death. Oh, okay. So, guys, dude, we're gonna move on. We have Trumpied and Melania to death. Actually, there's one more clip we should look at, which is the Trump house clip. I do have to include this one because this is insane. The comments that Trump made about houses, right? Where is it? Did you see this? Dude, did you see the house clip? Like, this is insane, bro. You ready? Look at this shit. Okay? Remember, guys. Dude, you like the EK demonic video? Yeah, let's go. Remember, guys, that he rode in on, like, you know, I'm going to make shit affordable. The American dream. You can't buy a house. Kamala Harris had a plan for actual down payment assistance to help you buy a house. And Trump is like, no. She's not going to do that. That's going to screw everything up. I'm going to help you get a house. And so far, what did they propose? they proposed the 50-year mortgage, which means you never even own your house. Okay, you pay it off for 50 years. You most likely die, okay, before that sucker is paid off. And then, you know, the bank, like you pay the bank your whole life, and then the bank owns the house. But watch what he says now, dude.
One of the things Scott said, though, is, again, existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down. But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like they've, you know, that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. You know, there's so much talk about, oh, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes. And they can be assured that's what's going to happen.
Dude, I want to drive prices up for people that own their homes. But like, okay, but that means nobody else can buy a home then, bro. Right? Yeah, no homes for you. Dude, you're right. You can have it both ways. But no, but guys, this is exactly the way he wants it. He wants to drive up the home values so everybody who owns homes or who owns 100 homes are going to be wealthy as shit. And then everybody else is going to get a 50-year mortgage and they're never getting a home. They're going to be glorified renters on their way to trying to own a home. Okay? That's what it is. That's what it is, guys. It is the 50-year mortgage. It is all of the poor and middle-class home buyers are now going to be renters. And then the people that own the homes are, and the banks that are like, you know, take possession of these homes that are not paid off. Translation, please. Dude, yeah, the translation is this guy is a schnook, bro. Dude. And I guess he said, though, tomorrow he's like firing the Fed chairman. So I guess he's going to try firing Jerome Powell tomorrow and replacing him with someone. And, you know, I mean, guys, I'm just waiting for him to crash the market. I am. That's what I'm waiting for, guys. I mean, he already crashed the crypto. Crypto is crashed. So I'm waiting for him to, like, these guys to put their heads together and crash. Oh, so he's announcing the replacement? Okay, got you. I thought he was actually trying to fire him. Got it. So he's not pulling shenanigans. He's just announcing who's going to replace. What is it, a 10-year term? Right? Is it a 10-year term? When does Powell's term end? So, all right. So his term ends on the 15th. Okay. Right. So Powell resigned from the board when their term as chair expires, but they aren't required to do so. So Powell could stay through 2028. Okay. So he may stay on the board. Is that it? We just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, no, I know. I didn't think you could fire him. I thought he was fucking pulling some shit. So his term as the chair ends on the 15th. You think Powell's going to stay on the board, or you think Powell's going to jump ship? Right? Yeah. You think he's going to stay, or you think he's going to leave? Right? The DOJ is investigating him. Yeah, but I mean, the DOJ investigating you is almost, at this point, it's just a rite of passage, right? You know, I mean, let's be honest. If the DOJ is investigating you, that just means you're living right. It is, dude. It is like that. That just means you're on the correct side of Trump. You know? Isn't going anywhere? Yeah, no, I hope he stays. I hope he stays. I mean, it's hard. You know, it's hard, guys, because the thing is kind of, I guess I understand both ways. I understand staying and putting up the fight, but then some people, you know, they have to cross ethical lines, and so they just resign. But then you resign, and it's like throwing everything to the wolves. And so that's got to be a really difficult choice for people in these situations when you're dealing with someone like Trump, because you want to stay and fight, but only if you can do it without being corrupt, you know? Oh, I just realized when I reset the chat, I got to go back to live chat. There we go, guys. Sorry if some of your chats were missing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in some business instances, it's probably not a big deal, but I know for like lawyers, they're going to resign. Okay, they are, because they don't want to have to like behave unethically. And that's really what it comes down to is if people are, you know, working for him or with him and they can stay without, you know, like crossing ethical boundaries, then they can stay and fight. But otherwise, sometimes they have to tap out because they don't want to breach those ethical boundaries. Tommy, thank you once again for being a voice. Thank you for all you do, boss. Your streams are the highlight of my night. F that orange blob. We got this, punks. Let's go. Dude, thank you, Ella. I'm glad. I mean, guys, you guys are keeping me sane. So thank you for being here, because seriously, you're keeping me sane. Dude, I don't know what I'd be like if it was just me, guys, if it was just me, okay, on Twitter all day with like no stream and no political channel, and like Jenny just having to hear me like complain about shit all day long, it would not be the same experience. So I'm really, really glad you guys are here. But thank you, Ella. That means a lot. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. All right. I am. I'm glad you're getting something out of it too. I would be so bummed. Like, guys, let me just tell you guys, I don't know if you guys realize this, but so I quit in 2016. I quit my job in the summer of 2016 to be a film director. Okay. And this was right when Trump won. I thought Hillary was going to win. Hillary did not win. Trump won. And so I was like trying to start this new career while Trump was in office. All right. And guys, it was like, I got really depressed. Okay. Politically, and all the shenanigans and all the chaos. I got super depressed. I ended up getting hooked on video games. I got horribly addicted to Star Wars Battlefront. I was playing it sometimes like 12 hours a day. Jenny was mad. She was like, what the fuck are you doing? You should be out there like trying to get your film career off the ground. But I was, you know, going to LA, taking meetings. Nothing was happening. Eventually, my son got me to play Fortnite, and my addiction to Fortnite turned into a gaming career. So it worked out all right. You know, like the depression led me to Fortnite, which led me to the pandemic, which led me to like getting famous and getting us out of debt. But it still, though, like my operative thing during his first term was like grappling with a significant depression. Okay. And I would be doing the same right now if it wasn't for like this community. So thank you guys. I mean, I'm still like, I wake up some days and I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, what are we doing? But it's not that fucking, that, you know, syrupy depression that just sort of hangs over. Cause he really does. Like Trump creates like a stain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Where you just wake up, I wake up and I get online and I am just like, wow, dude, every day it's just an onslaught. For like Texas Diva, let's go. You know what I mean? Like every day, thank you, Texas Diva. Every day it is just an onslaught of like these right wingers just lying and cheering about like the nastiest shit. And Trump is like freaking out on somebody. And he emboldens all of the worst people, right? You know, you see that, don't you? Where he emboldens people to behave in the worst possible ways. And then, yeah, the economy gets bad too, always under him. And it's just like, I just feel like I want to take like a 2-day long shower, you know? Yeah, no, I know, BJ. I will say this, guys. open statement to everybody out there. Those of you who are a blue dot in a sea of red, I don't know how you do it. Okay. I mean, I deal with this shit in Oregon where everything here is blue as can be. I do not know how people do it where when you're a blue in like they said, South Carolina, like there's no way, dude. Like many props to you guys for being warriors and like surviving that shit. Okay. I just can't even imagine what it's like where you go outside and that stink is like all over your neighborhood. Like, dude, I was going to see a body worker for a while who lived in a neighborhood where there were like Trump flags outside the houses, right? She lived out in Tigard. And I was like, dude, this is so weird, bro. It like Portland, you're not going to see a Trump flag in the city of Portland anywhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? But out in Tigard, there are people with Trump flags on their houses in like suburban neighborhoods. There's no way, dude. JD, thank you, boss. Dude, Bambi, let's go. Dude, I don't know how they do it, man. Blue dot in a blue city surrounded by red-ass Trump flying country roads. Let's go. Under the Jeep. Dude, let's go. Oh, man. Yeah, the rich people swimming in wealth, lower classes, paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, dude, I hear you. So what's going on with the strike tomorrow? The strike tomorrow, is that a nationwide thing? Is that a Minneapolis thing? Is it nationwide? Is it expanding? Does anyone have the 411? You're in Idaho. You're a beast. Nobody gives you crap. Protest your retired wrestling coach buddy is with you for added muscle. Let's go. Dude, I like Idaho. I like Boise. I mean, the rest of Idaho is a little weird, but rural Illinois ain't fun. Yeah, no, good vibe. I grew up in rural Wisconsin, so I am aware of how that is, right? If you can, don't go into work. Don't buy shit. Don't participate in the system. All right, here we go. You got a link for it? Let's check it. No work, no school, no shopping. What do you know about the January 30th general strike? Calling for general strike. So should I take the day off, no stream? Or am I streaming? I'm going to stream. All right, that's not work. That is, I won't buy anything tomorrow, though. Dude, I'll totally chill. Dude, I'll do nothing all day, right? Organizers are ready to hit the Trump admin where it hurts in the wallet. Okay, so this is nationwide, right? It is, this is a nationwide, right? They're doing it nationwide, the entire country, shocked and outraged. Dude, we all are. Dude, I'm streaming. Don't worry about that. All right, I got you. It's being organized through national shutdown. All right, those of you who want to read the article, there you go. There it is. Dude, let's go, dude. Spurs. Thank you, boss. Thank you for catching you up in the taco antics. You got it. Here it is. It's been endorsed by 5051, Code Pink, Defend Immigrant Families, CARE, then North Carolina's Poor People's Campaign, North Texas Area Labor Federation, LA Tenants Units, Palestinian Youth Movement, and several student groups at University of Minnesota and more. All right. Organized. The other one was organized by Indivisible in Minnesota. That was the first one. Let's go, dude. All right. Dude, I'm in. We'll do it. Opt out, baby. Opt out. Dude, this shit, man, we can still donate for dance parties. You can. Yes. Yeah, no, we'll take donations. Dude, we will operate. We're outside the system, guys. We're a system breaker. Dude, Felicia, we love you, Tommy. Thank you, boss. Let's go. I appreciate that. Dude, there was something I just thought of that now I have forgotten. but maybe I will remember it at some point. All right? Dude, no Amazon, no Walmart, no nothing. Dude, I'm not doing shit. I'm not doing shit. I'm not buying shit. But guys, okay, so we'll cover it tomorrow. I do want to talk to you guys though. You ready for this? I know we have a standing order of like finding Hakeem Jeffries offensive. Okay? Don't hate me for this. Hakeem Jeffries is offensive. He's too religious. He's got the weird hand motions. He's fucking stodgy and wildly uncool. But today, I have to give him a little bit of credit because today he fucking has MAGA triggered, bro. Triggered, okay? Dude, we got to give him his moment in the sun because I like what he did today, okay? Dude, Bama isn't really fawning over Tuberville's governor run. Let's go, Nameless. Dude, I like what he did today, guys. So, yeah. So, let's watch his statement, okay? And then MAGA, they are flipping out. Dude, they are flipping because he had some words for Kristi Noem, and he used very specific words that, like, all of the right-wingers, they're like having a Jay Jones moment, okay? Hakeem Jeffries went Jay Jones on them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's watch it. I was actually pretty, I think like what he said was great, but it was the response, okay? It was the response that fucking got them, dude. You ready? Let's watch the fucking statement about Kristi Noem. He made a statement about Kristi Noem that is amazing. All right, let me see here. All right, here it is. You ready? Dude, watch this. Dude. All right, this is amazing. You ready? Here it goes.
It's disgraceful. She's got to go. We are dead serious. She needs to be put on ice permanently. She's got to go.
Dude.
And by the way, she's not the only one.
Dude, she needs to be put on ice permanently, he said. Put on ice, bro. And dude, everyone on the right wing is like, I love how he used the word ice, but everyone on the right wing is like, I think Hakeem Jeffries just said he's going to have Kristi Noem killed, right? And so they are flipping out about his choice of words, putting her on ice, okay? And all of the right wingers are so triggered. Look at this. They are so triggered.
He says, he said he was talking with Hakeem. Hakeem Jeffries says, quote, Kristi Noem needs to be put on ice. Now, I know that that's ineloquent and it's unfortunate. It's also just horrible timing, right? To say something, because we know that that means to take somebody out. I think he means to fire her. You and I were talking about that.
Dude, right? Oh, shit. Like, dude, so good. Oh, my God. Wait, it gets better, bro. It gets better. Let's find some of the right-wing reaction, okay? Because, dude, they literally just, the right-wingers went to town, bro, right? I want to see, somebody asked him for a reaction, too. Oh, dude, so good. Okay.
We've been asking about this, but as a follow-up, you did say that you're on the same page with Leader Schumer. He enunciated 3 particular demands that Democrats have.
Dude, that audio is terrible. I'm not listening to that terrible audio. Dude, get a fucking 2-channel audio. Where's the reaction one? Let me find the reaction. Okay? Because somebody asked him about his fucking choice of words. Dude, here, wait. Dude, I had one. I didn't bookmark it. I know, right? But look at him. So look at Libs of TikTok, right? You ready? Look at Libs of TikTok. Hakeem Jeffries just put out an assassination order on Kristi Noem. The party of violence is becoming more extreme and emboldened. He needs to be arrested. Dude, like, isn't this wild that the Republicans are now, they want to arrest everybody for what they say? They are all like talking to the manager so hard, right? Hakeem Jeffries going off on Noem, sounding like he's calling for her to be taken out permanently in wild rhetoric. We are dead serious. She's got to be put on ice permanently. Jeffries dropping that chilling line against the DHS secretary. They scream about violent words while their leader pushes this kind of talk against a Trump appointee, right? Dude, and you know what's great though is like the Democrats are doing a little of their trolling, a little trolling of their own, okay? Even the centrists, right? And I mean, Hakeem is a centrist, but you know, he's the speaker, so there is a little centrism involved in keeping the coalition together. I don't fucking hate him on that. But they're doing a little bit of trolling today, okay? A little bit of trolling, and then somebody asked him about it. Look at him. They're saying these people are sick. They are beside themselves. Okay, Jay Jones, they're like doing the Jay Jones. Hakeem Jeffries just threatened Kristi Noem's life. Dude, that's what they're saying. Dude, he does the unthinkable. Did he just call for the death of Kristi Noem? Dude, isn't it funny to see libs of TikTok crying about this? Like, really? Hiya, right check. Like, really? You want to go there? Hiya? Libs of TikTok, you like putting like innocent teachers all over the country on blast. If they're making a joke TikTok, you sick all your like anti-LGBTQ wolves on them, bomb threats, people getting attacked, death threats sent to their family, and you're crying now? Like, hiya, shut up, bro. What are we talking about? They are such clowns. Look at them. They're tagging Kash Patel, right? They're saying he called for a murder. They're tagging Pam Bondi. Dude, so funny. One more time.
Disgraceful. She's got to go. We are dead serious. She needs to be put on ice permanently. She's got to go.
Dude, we are dead serious.
And by the way, she's not the...
Right? We are dead serious. She needs to be put on ice permanently. She's got to go. And by the way, she's not the only one.
And by the way, she's not the only one.
Dude. Oh, here it is. Here it is. You ready? This is it. This is that guy. This is Bill Malugin. Okay. Remember this guy? This clown. This was the dude who went after Maxine Dexter. Remember, he went up to my rep and he was trying to like corner her and like badger her, dude. And so Hakeem, after this, look at him. Look at that smile, bro. Look at him. He knows that he just went out there and just lit them on fire, dude. Lit them on fire. But look at Bill Malugin. When I asked if he regrets his comments, dude, about Secretary Noem, okay? Clear about what I've said. You ready? Watch this.
Leader Jeffries, do you have any regrets about the way you phrased the comment about Secretary Noem earlier today?
I've been very clear as it relates. Who are you, by the way?
Fox News, Bill Malugin.
I've been very clear about the fact that Secretary Noem should either be fired or we will commence impeachment proceedings. What is unclear about that? That's what I've said.
Well, saying she should be put on ice permanently, don't you think that doesn't...
No. Go question the president about what he had to say about Ilhan Omar. Go talk to the president about the fact that he threatened the execution of 4 members of the United States House of Representatives who served this country in the military, or 2 members of the United States Senate. Don't talk to me about something where you know I've been very clear about what I've said. that Kristi Noem should be fired because she's out of control? And if she's not fired, we're going to commence impeachment proceedings? What's unclear about that?
Well,
something ambiguous about that?
Well, it's just, don't you think both sides should be helping turn the temperature down a little bit?
Dude, I know, dude, Bill Malugan. Dude, I love it though, right? See, I like that though. Did you see that though? He didn't, I'm going to give him a little credit there because he was like, dude, go talk to Trump. Go talk to Trump. Get out of my face. I've been very clear about what I said. But yeah, you like how he's like, oh, shouldn't both sides bring the temperature down? It's like, bro, let me just tell you this, Bill Malugan and Fox News. It's like right now, the guy who has his hand on the thermostat is the president, okay? Make no mistake. The guy with his hand on the thermostat is always the president, okay? If the president isn't turning the temperature down, then we're turning it up, okay? And that's the way it's going to be. If the president won't turn it down, then we are going to fucking max that shit. But it starts with the president. Always. All of this starts with the president. The way that cabinet heads lead starts with the president. The way the head of ICE operates starts with the president. Okay? The way people parent their kids is impacted by the president. The way bosses lead the agencies or the department heads, all of that starts with the president. That is the start. If you have a problem down the chain, the problem is somewhere up with the president. And I'm telling you this, guys, this is true in all things. Same with parenting, okay? If you have a kid that is unruly, there was an issue somewhere in the parenting, more than likely, okay? There is some responsibility with the parents, with the boss, with the department head, with the president. You set the tone of leadership. That doesn't mean that you can automatically fix things, but you set the tone of whether we're going to work to fix shit or we're going to ignore it. We're going to take responsibility or we're going to lie about it. We're going to bring people together or we're going to push people apart. We're going to lead with integrity or we're going to lead with aggression and insecurity. I mean, there is always an element of leadership that sets the tone for these things, even if it's down to how you tackle problems. You know what I'm saying? It is I think it's very important. But so I'm gonna give Hakeem Jeffries, I'm gonna give him a tiny bit of credit here, guys. Okay, he doesn't get a lot of credit, and frankly, he doesn't deserve a lot of credit. Okay. I know I give him a little more credit than a lot of left-wingers do because I look at his job in the way he has to bring all of the different factions of the House together. So I think him being a centrist is actually effective in that job. And I know that the rest of left-wing political world, they don't like that. They disagree with that. But I stand firm on that. That you want your most aggressive left-wingers to not be the speaker. You want them to be the firebrands that are out there pushing the party to the left and creating the stirs. And then you want the Speaker of the House to be somebody who can manage the caucus, okay? And I mean, if they can manage the caucus and be a firebrand, great. Nancy Pelosi was kind of able to do that, but not everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think of that statement as a threat. So my thing with this is I didn't think of that statement as a threat. Okay, I didn't, but I thought of that statement as a cleverly worded statement that was not a threat, but was designed to get a lot of free publicity from the right wing. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I think he knew that his choice of words was going to trigger was going to trigger everybody, right? And I mean, put on ice though doesn't always mean killing, guys. It only means killing in like mobster movies. Putting something on ice is like keeping it fresh for later. Okay? Putting it on ice is right. Putting it on ice is we're keeping it fresh for later. But what I like about this is it like kept the Democrats firmly aggressive in the news cycle. Okay? Because let me just tell you guys, you ready for this? I know you're probably sick of me saying this, but to me, it's Jay Jones, boss. Okay? It's Jay Jones. Okay? I feel like Jay Jones is the Democrats' new guide. Okay? Because the constant narrative from the right wingers is Dems are the party of violence. They're the party of violence. We know this is not true, but it's their tag on us. And they attacked Jay Jones. He's going to kill your kids. And Jay Jones won that election, okay? Because I think the Democrats are ready for a little, like, I mean, we don't want violence, but we want violent, like, rebellion is what we want. We don't want violence. We want a rebellion of, like, violent integrity, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. We want aggressive integrity. We don't want violence. We don't want to shoot people. We don't want cops dragging people out of cars. We're not out there to fucking beat people down. But we do want a really aggressive integrity of like striking back. And so I think some of that rhetoric, some of that, you know, loosely coded rhetoric, like well-chosen words, when you're also very clear about it, you know, and like he didn't even address the words. He didn't address that shit. He was just got too clear, like, she needs to resign or we're going to start to impeach her. And you know, we're going to ignore the fact that you flipped out about my words because that's what Republicans like to do, right? I mean, they like to focus on one or two words. Woke, right? Men and women's sports, right? DEI, CRT, right? You know, everything about them is like, you know, they like to sit and fixate on a couple of words. What is a woman? Right? And it's like, screw them. We don't have to play that game. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Blunt, you're absolutely true. There is no data anywhere, okay, that shows that left-wingers are like pushing violence. We're not. Okay? We are against violence from the police. We're much more anti-war. We're much more like wanting to do something about domestic violence. We are much more about, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never see left-wingers go in the violent attacks. Whereas like with right-wingers, literally the entire right wing, especially MAGA, they all want might makes right. Okay. That's what they like. Might makes right. They believe that they should be able to take the power simply by pushing you around and taking it. Okay. And so like that is part of their ethos. They like it in foreign policy. That's why they cheer when Trump bombs somebody or kills some fishermen in the Caribbean or whatever, or he threatens to attack somebody. They love the threats. They love that fascist bullshit. They do. They love it. I mean, it's part of their like austere, hardcore religion is about that. Trigger happy? Absolutely. They love that stuff. And the Democrats don't operate like that at all. Okay? They don't operate that at all. But I think, though, it is telling how they jump right to that mobster rhetoric. Okay? That is telling. And yeah, dude, Redfoot, I mean, isn't it ironic? Okay? Because they do use woke as a pejorative. But let's look at the right wing for a second. Because they say that we're woke. They say, like, fuck your feelings. They call us betas, blue-haired, right? They say that we cry, we're too emotional, right? That they say the men all want to cut off their penises or whatever, right? They always call us, like, some type of femme or gay reference or whatever, right? As though you're like women. It's constantly degrading and snowflakes. And at the same time, as all of that demeaning about how weak you are, how soft, how pathetic, what a sissy you are, they also say that you're the party of violence. But like, which is it, bro? Right? You know, you can't be that simultaneously. You're not like the softy snowflake that is a beta and can't defend themselves, but you're also the one that is like instigating all the violence, right? I mean, again, it's just more of their ethos that doesn't make any sense, right? Nothing, they just say shit to say shit because they have no real, they have no real comprehension of what it's even like to be a fully rounded, emotionally regulated person. They don't. Man, for them, everything is just an attack, okay? They are hammers, and everything around them is a nail. Everything. And what are they doing now? What have we watched them do in the last year? They want to arrest people for what they say. They have completely abandoned state rights. They're talking about the supremacy doctrine, right? Like, really? Okay. Yeah, where was that like 2 years ago, right? They are like now saying if you carry a gun, you can be shot. The Second Amendment has gone straight out the window. Okay, they're blowing up the national debt. The national debt is exploding like unbelievable, like a record-setting amount got added this year to the national debt. Okay, they are right. Like nothing about them makes sense. They, you know, the economy is a big deal until all the prices go up. The only thing they seem to be about is like stealing oil, okay, and looting money. That's it. You know, yeah, the dollar is going to shit. Our trade partners are gone. Our entire like world trade network is gone. You know, I mean, dude, they are absolutely grenading is a great way of putting it. They are shattering the fucking dollar, dude. And you know, right? They say they're the party of fiscal responsibility, but I have never seen it, guys. I am 56 years old and going all the way back to Ronald Reagan. I have seen it every single time the Republicans are in office. They blow up the debt. They blow up the debt every time. And they do it because they cut taxes for the wealthiest people. They do it because they put too much money into the military and policing. Okay. And there's usually some level of corruption going on. And then they get stuck in like occupations and wars and regime change or whatever. And they spend money stupidly. Like, I mean, it's like what Donald Trump is doing with ICE. Okay. They're putting on this theatrical show, but guys, ICE is bleeding money. Okay. ICE is the most inefficient. It is the most inefficiently run like thing I have ever seen in my life. They're sending 50 guys when they need 2. Okay, they're accomplishing a tiny number of arrests. They're like lawsuits out the ass from what they're doing to citizens. Okay, they are spending all of this money on weapons and consumables and everything and huge amounts of manpower. 50 guys to go into a library. And what they're turning out for it is nothing. You know, they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars and they're getting like 1,000 arrests. And then they're blaming everyone. They're blaming the protesters. They're blaming the city police. They're blaming the fucking state. They're blaming whatever. They just keep passing the buck. But it is horribly inefficient. It is horribly inefficient. By consumables, I mean like tear gas and the rubber bullets and all of that stuff, right? Dude, yeah, they're terrible with money. Terrible. Terrible. Oh no, dude. Dude, Twitch banned him for, oh shit, bro. Dude, I wonder what happened. Can I just tell you guys? So he's coming to YouTube. All right, let's go. Dude, can I just tell you? What did they say? Okay. Okay. All right. So he went off. I mean, I'm not going to read what he said because I did read a little bit of the rabid. So here, you guys, I'm not putting this on screen, and you should, like, you got to be careful with that, Bradshaw, to like, don't set me up with that kind of shit when there's stuff that's really pretty outrageous like that. All right, we definitely have to be careful, and because I don't know if he's like how much of that he's going to be able to say on YouTube either. But okay, the one thing I will say, you ready? You can put the link in chat. He went off on some feisty shit. Okay, I mean, dude, it happens, right? It happens with the best of us. But what I will say is this, though, guys, is I had an issue today. Okay, making a video, I had to be very careful making that video about Minneapolis today, guys. Okay, I had to be very careful, guys. Okay, about I made the video, and then that shit got instantly like demonetized and age restricted, and so I had to be super careful about what, you know, you gotta be a little delicate. There are a lot of censors. Now, Twitch, though, okay, so let me just tell you guys with Twitch, okay, because you ready for this, guys? Let me just tell you, because as you guys know, I got banned on Twitch, okay, and I got banned on Twitch for responding to a question about Hassan and something Hassan had said, and me basically saying that, oh, I kind of agreed with what he said, and they banned me. But it happened like a week after I had an altercation with Dan Clancy, okay? Because what happened, you ready? So what happened with Twitch is they stopped giving political streamers ad revenue last year during the election. And they didn't tell us, guys. They did not tell us. Our ad things were still running ads. And it was like, what happened was the people, like people watching were like, man, I haven't seen an ad in a while. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I start looking at the numbers and I see that no ads had been running. They never told us. They literally just cut our advertising. And then they said, oh, we're going to have a system where it's going to come back and you'll get it in like 6 weeks or whatever. And then it never came back. Okay. And they completely fucking like abandoned ad revenue for political streamers completely, right? They just turned their back on us and never said anything about it. Now, they came back later with these political categories, but again, the political categories just made it so you had to select a category, and that meant you got demonetized. You couldn't do ad revenue. So even when they had a system, the system still screwed us. So there was a local event here, guys. Okay, there was a local event here. And yes, you can post on Discord. Absolutely. There was a local event, and Dan Clancy was at the local event because he lives in Washington, not too far from Portland. And so I had met him at like a partner dinner before. But so he went to this event and I cornered him. Okay, I cornered him on a number of things. I cornered him about the political advertising, and I cornered him about like how he personally felt, right? Because I was like, where do you stand on this? Like, because it seems like you, Dan Clancy, are defending Trump, like personally. Like, it seems to me like you are actually a Trumpy, and now you're trying to lean this Twitch that used to be a home for LGBTQ and women and people that were left of center. It was like a space where leftism could thrive. And it seems like you're changing that. You're unbanning Sneeko and Aiden Ross and all of these abusers. And I went off on him, okay? And I backed him in a corner and fucking gave him a piece of my mind, as you see me do here. But I did it in person, in a room. Like, people were walking away from us. And it was like a 20-minute thing. And then a couple days later, I got banned. But the reason why I bring this up, guys, is because Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, he does not like Hassan, guys. He can't stand him, okay? I know everybody thinks Dan Clancy protects Hassan or whatever, but like, Dan Clancy does not like Hassan, Okay. He does not agree with Hassan's politics. Dan Clancy, I'm pretty sure, is a Trumper. Okay. And he is resentful that Hassan is so big and that he has to deal with that. Okay. Like Hassan is so big and such a flagship that in a way he has more power than Dan Clancy does. So Dan Clancy is forced to deal with him, but he does not like him at all. Okay. He does not like him at all, guys. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so like, fuck Dan Clancy and screw Twitch. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, you know what I'm saying? And so like, that is, I don't know, I feel like shit is brewing there, right? I feel like shit is definitely brewing there that maybe, you know, there might be a parting of ways somewhere down the line. I mean, it's hard because they don't, obviously Twitch does not want Hassan to leave. Okay. They need those big streamers. And let me just tell you guys, the big streamers, just to sell you on the way Twitch is, they don't make a lot of money on Hassan. Okay. They don't, especially now with the no political advertising. Those big streamers they're the carrot. Okay. Okay, that's what they are, guys. The big famous streamers are the carrot, because the way streaming platforms work, all of them, is they monetize the people that aren't making it. Okay, they, like Hassan, may have 25,000 subs. Okay, and you think, wow, that's a lot of subs, right? But if they have 1 million users with 20 subs each, 1 million young kids trying to be Hassan but are never going to make it, that's 20 million subs with 1 million users that aren't going to make it, that have 20 subs each from their family and friends. And that's the business model. So the Hassans and the 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏𝗏s, those guys, the Aiden Rosses, they're just there to make kids want to be famous and to make kids start streaming themselves on Twitch and getting a couple subs, okay? That's why the big ones are the value, okay? Because they're the ones that are the carrot that get millions and millions of people trying to get famous that like never become famous, but they give en masse, right? Twitch makes their money off the small guys, okay? Always. I mean, that's just what capitalism does, okay? Capitalism loots the small guys, right? The big guys are the ones getting all the wealth, and then the small guys are the ones providing the real money, okay? And that is, yes, all social media operates this way, okay? Now YouTube is a little different, okay? I feel like YouTube is a little different because the thing about YouTube that is wildly different, okay? And I mean, there still is a little bit of that, but the thing about YouTube is you can make a decent income on YouTube being small, okay? And that's not really something you can do on a platform like Twitch, okay? Like YouTube allows a whole bunch of middle of the road incomes. Like you could have a channel that, you know, gets 100 or 200,000 subs and you can make a good living, right? You're not getting rich, but you can make a good living and staying at that size if you just stay consistent with your algorithm and you consistently like respond and grow to your audience's needs. And the other platforms are not like that. Like with Twitch, there's like a gap, right? Where in the middle, you don't really make any money on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Like Twitch isn't you know what I'm saying? Like Twitch isn't really like what Twitch is Twitch is like a secondary platform, okay? And so if you blow up on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, Twitch is where they can come and check in on you every day and you're there every day, right? But Twitch, you don't really grow on Twitch. You know, you grow elsewhere and then people congregate on Twitch. So it's kind of like, I don't know, Twitch is kind of like a parasite in a way. And that was my beef with Dan Clancy, was like, I don't want to do this again. Like, I literally blew up on TikTok to blow up my Twitch when I was a gamer. But then as soon as my Twitch numbers faltered a little bit, like, Twitch abandoned me, right? The minute I was like not as big as I once was, they were like, I'm out, you know, and that was pretty, I don't know, that felt pretty shitty. Like, they didn't help, you know, if you want to like transition or something, they weren't really much help. But yeah, no, that's interesting, man. You know, fascinating. But you don't think YouTube will fold? Yeah, no. So YouTube, guys, YouTube is going to be solid. Okay. I mean, YouTube is not, it is a ginormous like moneymaker because, guys, because YouTube, they have their ad system down, right? I don't know that it's too big to fail. I think it's because of three things, guys, why YouTube is successful. Number one, like I said, they allow mid-range creators to make a living. So it allows people who want to build something big and long-term a path to getting it. Okay, none of the other platforms do that. You're either famous or you're broke, and there's nothing in between. But YouTube has this middle level where you can earn a decent level on YouTube and build to the next thing. That's number one. Number two is it's a search engine. Okay, it is tied into the search engine. So, and it is a place that people use like a search engine. So that's an advantage of it. And number three, though, is they actually have their ad system figured out. Okay, they do. Their ad system is dialed, like both for the creator and for the advertiser. The advertisers can control the type of content they want to appear in front of, and the creators can control how far they want to push the boundaries. And there's a framework that is fairly consistent. I mean, I've run afoul of it a couple times, and there have been some instances, but for the most part, YouTube is really pretty consistent, though, with their the way they have their ads organized. It makes sense. Okay, now guys, can I ask you a question? Because I watched the video from Hawk about his 1 million subscriber account getting banned from TikTok. But like, do we know why he got banned? Like, why did Hawk get banned? Right? Why did his TikTok get banned? Do we know what happened? Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, he took his shirt off? Right? Is that what you're saying? He took his shirt off and they banned his account? Dude. Oh, you're trolling? All right. I was like, dude, I'll believe anything, boss. No, because he didn't say why it got banned. So I didn't know if it was subject matter. I will say this though, guys. I had a video, my video about Andrew Tate, the Bruv Party one. That one got instantly community guidelined on TikTok. And you're supposed to hear about it in 24 hours. And I've not heard about it yet. Okay. And it is still, they have not responded to my appeal yet. It is still in their reviewing process. All right. And so I don't know how long they're going to hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? So you're not allowed to say, yeah, well, dude, I think some of that shit is like, dude, I don't know, dude. Some of the fucking, the crazy, like, you know, I don't know, the heat around the Middle East, like, battles that are going on over there is like really hard, man. It's like everybody on every side of that is so relentlessly passionate and so aggressive with it. There's a lot of like, that shit is building to a fever pitch. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard. Now, I will say this, guys, with TikTok, I've had a problem with TikTok for a while. TikTok was great in Trump's first term. Okay, in Trump's first term, TikTok was part of it was purchased by the Walton family and Larry Ellison. Okay, they bought a little bit of TikTok in the first term, and TikTok changed, guys. TikTok changed in like late 2020. Okay, it did. TikTok started to become very in the second half of 2020. TikTok became very careful. You had to be very careful how you talked about Christianity on the platform. And I used to do lives on TikTok and I would get banned a lot. I would get banned for like a week at a time because of like talking about religion. It became very like sort of careful on you know what I'm saying? You had to be very careful how you talked about the Christian religion on there, right? It definitely got a little fucking hairy, okay? And now it's gonna get, I mean, their censorship is really bad. The reason why their censorship is so bad, guys, is because they don't ever tell you, okay? Like it says, you got banned for community guidelines, but it never tells you what guideline you broke. It just says like you, right? It says you broke community guidelines and then it allows you to file an appeal and then you either get your content restored. But sometimes if you're talking about Trump or if you're talking about, you know, certain topics, your review will take days until your shit's not even like newsworthy anymore. Yeah, Epstein can be difficult as well. But they never tell you what you broke, okay? They never tell you what you broke. And so that makes it very difficult because but also though, sometimes it's instantaneous. Like I uploaded that Bruv Party, Andrew Tate, the meme with his head and the nonce party flag. I uploaded that piece of content and it got community guideline deleted the minute I hit upload, the minute it hit the server, they squashed it. And now I've been waiting 36 hours and I haven't heard yet about their appeal. And, you know, it's pretty wild how they do that shit. But they don't tell you why. They don't tell you what about it. You know, they don't tell you anything. What are you going to do, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's not really much you can do. I mean, and then sometimes they throttle things, you know, but I'm on there. All right. I'm on there. Yeah. I mean, it is still, let's see. Let's go to the tick, right? There it is. All right. There it is, right? It is that one, right? But dude, this Melania one is going ape, dude. Look at that. But a lot of times though, a video will go out and it'll get like 10 views in the first day, okay? And then it'll like pick up again. But this is the one that I'm waiting on. It's under appeal. That's the Andrew Tate one, all right? But some of these are doing pretty good, man. Some of these are banging. Dude, this one is banging, bro. Dude, let's go. But my, like the way I approach TikTok is that I don't really care about it, right? Like I'm honest, I'm focusing on YouTube completely, and then I upload to Instagram, and that also uploads to Threads, and then I upload to TikTok. But I'm not really, like, I'm on Instagram a little bit, but I don't spend any time on TikTok, and I don't really like it anymore. It once it became a shopping thing, it's like it really went downhill, right? Once it became a shopping thing. So I don't like really, but I'm going to continue posting. You know, it takes me 2 minutes. I put no subtitles or anything. I just upload, right? Crazy video about the new TikTok owner. Yeah, dude, I'll have to look into that video. Maybe we'll cover that tomorrow. I want to watch a little bit of the Cenk Uyghur thing before we go, right? But yeah, I'm waiting to hear on this. But we're growing it. you know, I do want to look at the Cenk Uygur. But man, dude, TikTok in like late 2019, early 2020, holy shit, bro. Like 2020, TikTok was banging, boss. It really was, dude. 2021, it started going downhill after Larry Ellison and the Walton family got some of it. But TikTok in 2020 was unbelievable. It was just, everything was viral, bro. You could post whatever. If something was decent, you could post and get 1 million views. Like everybody could. It was just, it could be anything. It could be funny. It could be gaming. It could be dancing, right? They only just now bought it. No, but so they bought it full now. But Suki, in 2020, Trump tried to ban it. And he threatened to ban it, and he had no power to ban it, but he did force them into selling a small stake of the company to the Walton family and to the Ellisons. This was way back in 2020. Okay, the Americans got a toehold back in 2020. It was when Trump tried to ban it. It was Oracle and Walmart. Okay, became partners in TikTok Global. Okay, and right, and so the thing is though is whatever happened. It says the initial 2020 deal was stalled. I don't know what happened there, but there it changed after that preliminary deal. And so I don't know, like this is making it sound like the deal never actually happened, but after this, something changed. And I think what changed was they started sort of feeding what Oracle and the Walton family wanted in order to remove the threat of the US government banning them. Okay. And so that's really like, if the deal didn't go through, then what happened was they had a deal with the Waltons and the Ellisons to have like, I don't know, it was like 15% or something, but it was because Trump was threatening to ban it. And he said, you got to let these people buy in or I'm going to ban it, even though he couldn't ban it. But then they sort of like, they caved to their needs and it felt like they changed the moderation to favor that Christian sort of right-wing viewpoint because they thought if they did that a little bit, it would prevent the US from banning it. And like, so because there was a distinct change in 2021 where it became, if you were, you know, the way you talked about religion got really unusual. It got unusual. There were certain topics talking about religion or certain topics talking about like domestic abuse or whatever. There were certain topics, abortion, that got a little like wilder. Okay. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was like really weird. You know, it got different. I just started having a lot of problems with getting banned from lives and having videos get taken down after that interaction. And now they own like what, 80% or something? Bro, it's crazy. It's going to be, that place is going to be a cesspool. Can I just tell you? The amount of misinformation that's going to exist on TikTok is going to be unreal, guys. Okay? Unreal, bro. Let me just tell you. Unreal. The amount of misinformation, it is going to be Twitter 2.0. Okay? You know it is. All right, we got to look at Cenk Uygur, dude. I don't want to look at Cenk Uygur, but we have to look at Cenk Uygur because yeah, see, here's what it is. All right. This is the deal from 2020. Right? And that it changed after that. 2021 is a different platform. Yeah, dude, Cenk is jenking, boss. He was on Tommy Lauren today, boss, being a schnook, bro. dude, guys, we have to keep an eye on his dumb ass. Okay, can I just tell you? Like Cenk Uygur, we have to keep an eye on his dumb ass because he is going to try to sink the midterms. Okay, they are going to try to sink the midterms. They're going to definitely try to sink the presidential. Dude, Tammy Lauren, dude, she's not really a thing, guys. I mean, she is, but dude, she's like she's smaller on YouTube than the old man is. All right. Right? Oh, I guess no, she's a little bigger than me. Never mind. We're about the same size. Okay, but here's her thing, dude. Can we talk? Okay. Cenk Uygur and Tomi Lahren challenged the media narrative on Minneapolis, which is AKA Cenk Uygur goes and kisses some right-wing ass, okay, and tries to sell everybody out, okay, tries to sell everybody out. Dude, what are we talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. So I saw somebody post something in chat about get rid of your Ring cameras. I just want you guys to know that I don't have a Ring camera. I don't use any of those things, guys. I don't use Ring cameras. I don't use Alexas. I don't use any of that type of stuff, guys. Okay? I've never, I just live, you know, in the old way that where like when shit happens, I just don't know about it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? If somebody like knocks over my fucking garbage can or whatever, steals the garbage can, I just don't know who did it. And like, right? That's how I roll, dude. Dude, that's how I roll. You know, I don't really like the cameras in the house sort of thing. And I always thought they were creepy too, that you can talk to people and shit. That shit is like, and they called the Ring. Dude, I saw the movie The Ring. There was no way I was getting a camera called The Ring. All right, let's watch a little bit of this, shall we?
Before and we're talking.
Dude, look at these guys, bro. Clownery, boss. Dude, Cenk Uygur. Right? Cenk Uygur. That is a nice font, though. I will say that's a good font. All right. Their editor's using a good font there. It's nice and crisp. Okay. It's yeah. So somebody's saying that they're inking a deal with these spy companies. And guys, I'm not surprised, okay? Let me just tell you, surveillance is where the real money is, guys. Surveillance. I mean, advertising is surveillance. And now your phone, they're building profiles of like what makes you buy, okay? And so let me just tell you, the end game here, guys, is they want to have predictive behavior. Okay, they're after predictive. Okay, so predictive means they find out if you're a danger to their power early, and then they come and grab you. So they're monitoring behavior that way. But predictive is also about advertising. And think about this, guys. You ready? Think about the power, like. So they control what you see in a feed, and then every so often they send you an ad. So what the businesses are after is trying to figure out what kind of content they need to get you so jacked up that then you will spend money on the platform. And that's really what they want, is they want to be able to manipulate your feed in order to encourage you to buy something. Or, right? That's the ultimate goal, to be able to do it in real time to encourage you to purchase things. Like, oh, let's give him some elation, make him mad, make him angry, get him responding, and then boom, like give him something he's been talking about or texted about or posted about on TikTok on sale. And then, right, they're trying to get you to buy. okay, to be able to like alter your timeline in real time to make you buy, right? Dude, let's go. Let's go, baby. Dude, buy. I literally bought something on Instagram, though, the other day. I did. I bought a couple new t-shirts that are going to be arriving. I don't really buy stuff on Instagram normally, but I did fucking, I went down a little Instagram rabbit hole. I got bitten by the advertising bug, dude. Dude, they got me. They got me, boss. I let them have me. Dude. Can't they track you by your phone? Yeah, they can. I mean, dude, we're all being tracked, right? We're all being tracked, for sure. Right? Oh, for sure, dude. Dude, we are all getting tracked. All right, you guys ready? For a little jinky? Little shinky Uyghur? Oh, shinky! Dude, give you some lottery tickets? All right, I'm working on it. Hold on one sec. Let me see what we got here. I gotta check my stats real quick and see how shit is going. Let me do a little stat check. All right, all right, all right. All right, okay. Huh. Not bad. Not bad. You can use the lotto ticket? Let's go, dude. I can only use a lotto ticket if that shit is a winner, boss. All right? No losing lotto tickets need apply. But if you got a ticket that is a winner, I'm into it. Okay? I am. I'm into it if you have a winning ticket. All right. All right, that one's in the tank, bro. All right. All right, you ready? Second chance, ticks in the trash. All right. Here we go, dude. Shinky Uyghur. Dude, all right. Watch him prostrate himself for the right wingers. All right. And Tommy, dude, she's not smart, bro. She's not. She is like, dude, she's feisty, but not smart.
Now, and we're not as dug in on either left or right as many people might think.
I think that the entire country agrees on 70% of the issues, but the job of the establishment media is to divide us and to get us to fight so we don't use our energy against the powerful.
Or is
Dude, see, I always hate this shtick, though, right? Right? I always hate this shtick because Cenk Uyghur is like, he's part of the establishment. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we kidding, boss? That's one of the things that bothers me about this. Cenk Uyghur is the establishment. He is establishment media. He gets into rooms that like regular people can't get into. He is from a very wealthy family. Like, the man is as establishment as it gets, but he is constantly railing about the establishment. But he does that. He like talks about the establishment in order to monetize like the working class, and as though he's like their defender. But like, dude, he's taking huge money from corporations. He says, oh, we got to get money out of politics. And then he renames his studio Polymarket Studios. Okay. The guy is not a class warrior. He is a fake, you know what I mean? He is a fake dude. All right, let's go. All right, here we go.
Cold as it is around the country right now, it's certainly heating up in Minneapolis and in Minnesota. And of course, on social media, as we all debate and discuss what should be happening with our U.S. immigration policy. Joining me now is one of the most prominent and outspoken progressive voices in media today.
Dude, one of the most prominent and outspoken progressive voices in media today. Dude. Cenk Uygur is not a progressive, guys. Okay? That is like, dude, not a progressive. Okay? Not at all.
Known him for a long time, founder and host of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, which is great to have you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You and I have had these discussions before over the years, over the last decade. And, you know, I'm used to you being piss and vinegar, and I'm piss and vinegar, and we're all riled up, right? But after covering this all weekend, and after the devastation around this country with this horrible snowstorm and people losing power and people like really desperate right now, I want to just do our best to set the example and bring down the temperature and just do our best to have the most productive conversation, even though I know you and I are going to be on opposing sides.
Dude, you don't even have to worry about that, Tammy. Okay? Because Tommy, let me tell you, what is about to happen is Cenk Uygur is going to come on here and he is about to smooch your ass, okay? He is going to meet you right in the middle, right on Charlie Kirk Island, right? You know what I'm saying? Tommy and Candace, the same thing. No, they're a little different. I don't think Tommy Lauren is a conspiracy theory person, right? Like Candace is like cult. Okay, I feel like Tommy Lauren is more like, you know, I don't know, like the you know, homecoming queen politics, where she's a right winger but she's like, she's not super extreme, but she is very much like the privileged white woman. Okay, she was on Fox, and she's definitely a right winger in that right wing world, but she is that right wing of the privileged white woman that can fucking, you know, sort of like defer away. Like she can momentarily go against the grain and not have to suffer the repercussions of it because she was like a pretty blonde, you know, like, you know, very privileged white woman. Okay. And right. And that's kind of like, you know, her politics sort of remind me of what Nancy Mace was, you know, when she first got into Congress before she became a fucking schizophrenic or whatever's going on with her. Right. But yeah, dude, she is like, you know, privileged white woman politics, but she's not crazy conspiracy theorist person. You know what I'm saying? The bleach, dude, the bleach may have gotten to her nugget.
But I really do respect you, and I have for a long time. So I want to dive in just to your initial thoughts on what happened in Minneapolis over the weekend and where you see things as we head into this new week with perhaps some new leadership on the ground there. Yeah.
First of all, I like your intro, and I agree. We can have very strong disagreements, but do it at a lower decibel than I normally do sometimes when we get into these debates. And on that note, I will say, I don't know how long you've had it, but I like the new hair.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, okay, now on to serious stuff. Look, obviously,
dude, she's not going home with you, Cenky. Sorry, buddy. You're still in South Beach, bro. Dude, oh, look at him. I like the new hair. He's trying to butter it up. Buttercup, dude. He's got a crush. Dude, I mean, hey, man. You know, I think we all had a crush on Tommy Lauren, you know, 10 years ago, right? Before she became a fucking weirdo. dude,
I think ICE has gone way too far. And I think that when Trump closed the border and he first kicked out criminal undocumented immigrants, he was very popular and it made sense, and that's why people elected him. And you know, I thought the Democrats should have done better on those things, and so there he was riding high, and the polling indicated it. And
see, here's the problem we have. Okay, this whole narrative, because they're going to talk about the border, right? And the narrative, including from Cenk Uygur, was that, oh, Biden had an open border. Biden did not have an open border, okay? Biden deported like 4 million people, okay? They collected tons of people at the border. They had people like self-deporting. You know what I'm saying? Biden deported second only to George Bush, the second George Bush. Biden was like a massive deporter. He deported more people than Donald Trump could ever do. Ever. Donald Trump can never dream about it. And so this open border nonsense fucking pisses me off, boss. It does. Because that was all rhetoric, okay, that was designed to fuel what we're seeing now. Okay, this idea that there's an open border is why people are like turning the other cheek while, you know, these sadistic mass guys are running around. And all we need is a border that functions sanely, okay? A border that responds to the ebb and flow of people trying to get in here, and that offers some of them a simple and reliable path to citizenship, not fucking 20 years. So we discourage them, right? It's like we discourage people from becoming citizens, so they become undocumented. But the reality is we have people who want to come here, and we have jobs for people that want them. So the thing about it is we should just have a sane and reliable system that allows people to become citizens or to become legally seeking citizenship while they're here. You know, there's no reason to demonize them. And, you know, there is also, like, you need to have some protection down there. You know, there is weaponry and fucking drugs and all kinds of shit. And of course you want to like find that stuff. You want to root some of that shit out. But
then this mass deportation began. And I know that a lot of the folks on the right think that the majority of the country wants mass deportation because they do and because Trump won. I get it, but the polling indicates, and it's not close. So it's not like, oh, the polling's off by 2 or 4 points. No, it's like 70% of the country thinks it's too far and they don't want it. So you could say, hey, I don't care about 70% of the country. Okay, but you know.
Yeah, but nobody wants to see masked marauders shooting people in the streets.
Democracy, that's kind of at your peril. And Biden and the Democrats found that out the hard way. And so right now at this point, I think Renee Good and 𝗪𝗓𝗏 were, you know, I think those were murders. And I would definitely investigate those, and I would almost certainly charge them. Now, it looks like they're going to be above the law. Donald Trump has said like 16 shootings. We're not even going to allow any kind of prosecution or even thinking about prosecution. And that is super dangerous. I mean, let's just note for the record that there are masked gunmen in the streets with no badges, no identification, killing American citizens, and they appear to be above the law. I'm old enough to remember when the right wing thought that that might be tyrannical government and that it shouldn't tread on us.
All right. Well, I appreciate your perspective. Now I'm going to give you mine.
Oh, here we go.
I am one of those people that wants mass deportations. I think you know that about me. I understand that's not where everybody is. I also understand that that was the promise from the Trump administration when he was elected. It was the worst first, but it was mass deportations. I would also argue that what they've been doing in Minneapolis, I understand that there are some people that maybe didn't commit further crimes that are swept up in it due to the tactics ICE and Border Patrol is forced to take because they're not allowed into the jails and they don't have the cooperation.
Dude, they are allowed into the jails. Dude, that's what's such bullshit, okay? That they are allowed, the people are transferred from the jails, even in sanctuary cities. But you see her politics, though. Her politics is like homecoming queen politics. I want everybody who's not in the country club out of this country club, and she's about to go into some Law and Order shit. But she's not like, you know, she couldn't defend these points. If there was an actual debate, she would have no defense of why she believes what she believes.
So I do believe, like in the case of 𝗪𝗪𝗏, the man that they were going after was not just some guy, you know, selling guacamole, right? Like, this was what I would consider worst of the worst. And then you had somebody who put themselves in the middle of an ICE arrest.
Dude, guacamole. Because, of course, every Hispanic person is guacamole, right? Like, she doesn't see... Dude, the racism, like, they don't even get it, bro. Some guy... Right, dude, but of course, guacamole.
Or a Border Patrol arrest, detention, a law enforcement operation action. I don't think that ends well for anybody. You know, if you don't like what the law is and you don't like whoever being swept up in immigration, I can understand that perspective, but I don't ever understand why the message from Tim Walz and Jacob Fry of get up in their face, put your camera out there, get in the middle of an arrest. I don't understand why that's productive for anybody.
Well, let me just tell you why they say that, okay? Because Tommy Lauren, right? The problem is Donald Trump, okay? Because there's millions of undocumented people in Texas, and there are millions of undocumented people in Florida, and there's like 150,000 undocumented people in Minnesota. And yet, Minnesota got the most agents sent in to Minneapolis, 3,000 into one city. Overkill. Donald Trump flooded a city with a very small population of immigrants. And why? Because he flooded it to harass Tim Walz and to harass Minnesota, because his buddy Mike Lindell's running for governor there, okay? So this was a targeted, excessive operation, okay? So that's why Tim Walz and the people and Jacob Fry, why they're resisting to this, because he's not treating Minnesota the way he treats every other city with immigration. He is treating Minnesota like it's goddamn World War III, out of a personal vendetta. And so, like, you know, it's unfortunate that you won't acknowledge that you act like, wow, Trump is just doing what he's doing everywhere else. And wow, Tim Walz and Jacob Fry are being so disagreeable. It's like, come on, man. That's not what is going on here, okay? He sent the whole fucking kitchen sink into that city to wreak havoc. And what's more, we're finding out that these agents were told, go ahead, beat up the crowds, rough up the citizens, do whatever the fuck you want, make it violent, make it aggressive, okay? We're finding out that they had these special orders, you know? I mean, you see what I'm saying? This is the part that I don't like when people take this tack, is they're being disingenuous. It's like, right? It's, you know what I mean? It's like, I flood your house, and then when you get mad that I flooded your house, I'm like, a little water bothers you? Why are you bothered by water? Right? Like, what the fuck? And it's like, you literally just flooded my goddamn house. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Gaslighting like that. That shit makes me mad, dude.
And I think it's going to end badly in almost every instance. You know, whether you like a law enforcement operation or not, I know better than to jump in the middle of one, because I know that, you know, at that point, my life could be in jeopardy. And I'm wondering, you know, if you see that as well.
Yeah, so let's take, there's two different issues there, one at a time. So on the mass deportations, so from time to time, they'll get someone still a straggler that is a criminal or a significant criminal. But the point of mass deportations is we're done with the criminals. Now we're just moving on to people who are here who are undocumented. And I get the right-wing perspective where they say, well, undocumented means illegal. Okay, but we're talking about undocumented. We're not talking about rapists or or anything like that. So that's the whole point of the distinction between going after the criminals and the mass deportation. So that is what American people are uncomfortable with, because those folks have been, a lot of them have been here for a long time. Some are 5 years old, some are grandmas, and it's discomforting.
Dude, Cenk is being a little sane thus far.
It's making me nervous. Legislation that fixes immigration, but our Congress is so dysfunctional they haven't been able to do that in decades. So now moving to the second point about getting in the middle. Look, what I'm imploring, and I've been doing this for the last couple of years, is asking for consistency both from the left and the right. right? So, and you know, we have an excellent track record of this on the Young Turks. We were the first ones to say Biden should drop out of the race. He's too old. He's too senile. We have eyes and ears. This is madness. And partly because we didn't want to lose to Trump. But a lot of people on the left were taught obedience. And honestly, and a lot of people on the right have been taught obedience, right? So now when you apply to this case.
Dude, we didn't have to lose to Trump. We didn't, dude. Cenk Uyghur just wouldn't get behind fucking Kamala Harris. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
My what I tell the audience all the time is, number one, nonviolence. Violence will shut down any protest, will shut down any reform effort. It's a trick. Don't ever do violence. And by the way, if someone's asking you to do violence, they're probably an agent, okay? And they're probably here to ruin your movement. This is also true for the right wing. So if someone's asking you to do violence, they're probably an agent, maybe of the deep state or the FBI, whoever it might be. Don't fall for the bait. Now, when you get into protests, that is the most American thing you could do. Again, whether it's left or right. And so that's our First Amendment rights. It's our most American right there is. So what I have counseled people, for whatever it's worth, on ICE is, I love the protests and I don't mind the filming. I think the filming is great. The noise, whatever, totally fine. Just don't get anywhere near the officers. Partly because it's going to lead to a mess and it's going to lead to us being at each other's throats, but also because it might get you killed.
Yeah. I mean, dude, this sounds good in theory, except the officers like interject themselves to the people, and they have the entire time. Dude, I mean, we should probably watch that Bovino clip, right? We should just pause right there. Dude, Cenk is like, he's being somewhat reasonable here in the beginning, but this Bovino clip where he's talking to the other ICE agents, this is gnarly, dude. You ready? Look at this shit.
The city is fucking ours, this fire fucking city. Arrest as many people that touch you as you want to. Those are the general orders all the way to the top. Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. You hear what I'm saying? Less legals. We're going to look at shipping tractor trailer loads of that shit in here. So you catch what it's all about us now. It ain't about them. Professional, legal, ethical, moral. You know what we're talking about. Legal, ethical, moral. You're on camera. But other than that, it's what we do.
Dude, right? You know what I'm saying? This is our city now. If they touch you, right, you arrest. But it's real easy to get them to touch you if you touch them first, right? That's the thing. You touch them first. He's like, oh, you're on camera. But other than that, so like, make sure you don't do anything on camera. That's going to be problematic. But even then, even if they do cross the bounds, nobody knows who they are. You know what I'm saying? We have no idea who these fucking guys are, bro. Right? You know, no one can identify you. Yeah. So like, come on, bro. This is what it was, dude. This shit was, and this is why there's chaos. This is why, you know, this is why Tommy, whatever her name is, bro. Nice helmet.
So now, am I consistent on that? Yeah. And January 6th, I don't think they should have gotten anywhere near the law enforcement officers. And in ICE, I don't want any of our protesters getting anywhere near the officers because of the situation we're seeing.
Now, I want to show you another clip here, all right, because I am the clip master. But here's another one. Happened earlier today, dude, or yesterday. I just discovered it today. But this is another instance, guys, of a woman. She's filming, okay, right there. Is she annoying? This woman? Sure. She's annoying. All right. I'm sure to be an ICE agent, all of these protesters and the whistles and the cameras, it's annoying. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it grates on these guys. But like, you got to suck it up. You're a big boy. Okay. This guy's going to come in. He's going to grab her phone, which is an act of invading a personal space and taking control of her property. And then eventually he like tosses her down a fucking hill. Right?
Oh, dude. You can't take my phone. You cannot. Oh, that's illegal, sir. That's
See? Look.
Hey!
You see that? You see that? He aggressed, grabbed her thing, and then when she tries to get her phone back, he's like, you touched me, and now he's gonna beat up a woman.
Stop that shit! Hey! You need to get off of her right now! Get off her! Get the fuck off her! You stole her phone! Hey! Call 911! Someone call 911! Call 911! Get back. Get back. Someone call the police! That is assault! That is kidnapping of her phone! What's your name? What's your name? That was illegal!
See? You know what I'm saying?
Someone call 911! You legally have to identify yourself! This is a part of the Constitution! Identify yourself! What's your name? Who are you?
Dude, and then he runs behind a fence, right?
Shame! Shame!
Dude, right? So there you go, guys. And what's crazy about this, guys, is this, I know the kidnapped phone was funny, dude, but this is not an isolated incident, okay? We have watched this all over the map, okay? It was that behavior that killed 𝗙𝗪𝗏. It was that behavior that killed Renee Good. It is that behavior that has gotten people's windows smashed, people dragged out, they've stolen property, they've stolen people's phone, they've taken people's papers, okay? People, documented people, had given them their passport or their real ID or their birth certificates, and they've taken it and disappeared with it. So now, if they are requested to get information, they won't have any way to prove it's them anymore. I mean, the shit they are doing, guys, it's not okay, man. It's not okay. And so for somebody like Tammy, Lauren, Tommy, Toomey, whatever, to sit here and be like, well, you need to stay out of the way of ICE. It's like, no, man. Like, ICE are the aggressors, and they have been the whole time, okay? The whole time they have. And it started with 3,000 of them going to one city.
Now, having said that, what did 𝗙𝗪𝗏 do? 𝗙𝗪𝗏 was a guy who took care of veterans, and then he saw a woman getting pushed down and pepper sprayed for what appeared to be absolutely no reason. So he went to go help that woman. And because he was helping that woman get up, about half a dozen ICE agents tackled him, or Border Patrol, tackled him, and then shot him in the back and executed him, honestly, after they had removed his gun. So, I mean, here's a lawful...
And now the plot thickens, though, because it does look like those agents had some interaction with 𝗙𝗪𝗏. Like, they knew when they saw him, they knew who he was. They knew he had a gun. That guy knew right where to grab that gun.
A guy who's had a permit
he was
to carry.
Definitely targeted.
And so is that the new standard? Because Kash Patel and Kristi Noem were saying, yeah, if you bring a gun anywhere near law enforcement, we're going to murder you. I don't think that that's what the Second Amendment says.
No, you're right. It doesn't. And I don't disagree with your point on that. Now, the facts I disagree with a little bit, and that's why everybody that's responsible has been saying, wait for the investigation. Now, but they're wait for the investigation that's not happening because the feds have made it so you can't investigate, right? Again, they're caught in a little hole. Your point. I don't know if it went down exactly like that, but I'll tell you this. You also, I think you're a fair person. When you have these ICE agents, Border Patrol agents, federal agents, whatever, that have been in the midst of this chaos, that have people throwing things at them, throwing ice at them, like physical ice. You have people screaming, blowing whistles at them, getting in the middle of their operations, day in, day out, 24/7, banging pots outside of their hotel rooms, trying. Yeah, it's a tough job. To get into their hotel to hunt them down. And we're going to get to the whole signal chat thing in a minute, I'm sure. But let me just say this before she's about to make an excuse for them. But let me just say this. I want to present an idea to you chatters, or those of you watching this from the comfort of your home or wherever you're watching or listening. Do you think the reaction to the ICE agents would be different if they weren't wearing masks? If they showed up with badges, with faces, where they were communicating, where they were like talking to the protesters, saying, I know you guys are protesting. We got a job to do. I don't want to fight you guys. I don't want to get violent.
Like, but here I am. I'm here because I got a job to do. I realize this is your community and you're here to protect your neighbors. So there's no reason we can't like work together where your neighbors are safe and I do my job and everybody is like out of harm's way. Okay? If they approached with that type of scenario, I think this whole thing would be different. There would still be protests. There might even still be a couple of bad apples, but there certainly wouldn't be the like relentless harassment, because what is happening now from the get-go is these guys are masked, so they're hidden. There's no accountability for them. They have complete freedom to smash your window, bust your face, kick you right in the crotch, and you don't even know who to complain to. You don't even know who did it. It was like the invisible man just punched you in the face. What do you do with that? I can't sue the invisible man. I can't file charges against the invisible man. So when you have that layer of like no accountability and those people are breaking your car window, or if you disobey their command to the tiniest bit, they're wrestling you to the ground, that is never going to get a good response. Okay? If you over police, if you over oppress, there will always be rebellious action. That is the law of human energy. Okay? If you demand submission and you instill oppression, there will be rebellion, and it will be severe at times. Okay? You cannot oppress and demand submission and expect people to submit. That's ridiculous. People don't submit. And I mean, a lot of this isn't even conscious, right? For example, you ready? If I'm standing there and you surround me with 5 guys grabbing me, I am going to pull away from that. Okay? If 5 guys roll up and lay their hands on me, I am automatically going to resist as a natural instinct of like 5 guys about to harm me in some way. There is no way to be handled by 5 guys pulled and dragged to the ground and not resist. Okay? You can not resist if somebody comes up and talks to you and negotiates with you. Okay? And then maybe you say, I'm going to bring my guys over here for backup. There are a lot of ways you can negotiate. But when 5 guys grab a human being, the human being is going to start fighting back. That is not like a criminal or a felon. That's a natural fucking reaction to having 5 guys grab you. You know what I mean? Unless you're Benny Johnson, in which case, like, you know, there may be hugs and all manner of other sloppy kisses. But you know what I'm saying? So like, that's the thing that's problematic. Like when they said that, you know, 𝗪𝗛𝗏 was resisting when he was on the ground. No, 𝗪𝗛𝗏 was completely normally reacting to being pepper sprayed, dragged to the ground by 5 heavy dudes, having people hit them with canisters in his head, and he's trying to hold on to his phone, and he's worried they're going to kick the shit out of him and break some more ribs. Like, of course. Dude, he's like flailing around and squirrely down there. Like, what's he going to do? Just lay there and let them fucking smash a tear gas canister in his face until all his, like, ocular bones are broken? Like, come on, bro. Who's going to do that? You know? So they're operating from a false premise here.
You see these agents, and from my understanding, and again, I want to wait for their investigation as well, and I do believe there needs to be one, and I think it needs to be transparent on all angles. But when you have...
But see, I wonder if he's going to ask her. Like, they're covering up the investigation, Tommy, it's Tommy, right? They're covering up the investigation. So, like, does it bother you, Tommy, that they're covering up the investigation? Is that like does it bother you that they're wearing masks? You know?
Agents, officers, whatever, and someone says gun. The training that they're provided when someone says gun is to be aware that the suspect, the perpetrator, whatever, has a gun, and then lives are at risk. Now, I think something went horribly wrong there. I think there was...
Yeah, they shouldn't have shouted gun, but they knew They knew he had a gun.
Misunderstanding and a miscommunication, and someone lost their life. And I think it's tragic that that happened. I'm not saying that mistakes weren't made. Mistakes could have been made. Human error could have occurred there. And I believe it probably did.
Could have occurred.
But to me, the irresponsibility and the reckless nature of going into an active law enforcement operation when you know you've got a loaded gun and people can see your gun, and those officers, those agents, they don't know what you're there for. They don't know.
Kyle Rittenhouse didn't seem to have this problem.
If you're there to shoot them in the face. They don't know if you're there to help the girl, but they're already on edge because they've been targeted and they've been attacked. So I think...
Dude, you ready? Hold on. You ready, guys? I mean, we know what it is. I'm going to show you what it is, right? Okay? It's this. I have a still image that shows you exactly what it is, because we heard Bovino's talk, right? And the reality of the scenario was this, okay? It was this right here, guys. This was the reality, okay? This is what it was. They said, if they touch you, fuck them up, right? So this guy pushed her to the ground, right? And so she touched him when he threw her to the ground. Then he stepped in front of him and he touched his waist. And then it was on. Instant pepper spray right to the face, point blank. Continued pepper spray. 6 other guys come in and drag him to the ground. Manhandle. He's trying to just help her up. And they like peel him off of her, leave her on the ground. They go pepper spray her some more and throw him to the ground. Dude, this is horse shit. Okay? This whole thing was horse shit. But now we find out that they knew who this guy was. This guy had yelled at them earlier. This guy had called them names and kicked their taillight, 11 days later. Okay?
Something went horribly wrong there. But I don't believe it was a cold-blooded murder. I don't believe it was an execution. I don't believe any of those agents were there that day to take a life. And I would hope that we could have a little understanding that those Border Patrol agents, ICE agents, whatever, they don't want to be in that position. You think their lives are made better because they killed this guy? I would say absolutely not.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different issues there. So first, on bringing the guns to the protests. Again, I'm consistent here. I think it's a terrible idea, and you have every right to do it, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it if I was 𝗙𝗪𝗏, and I wouldn't have done it if I was Kyle Rittenhouse. So is everybody consistent on that? Terrible idea, whether it's left or right? My guess is no. A lot of people on the left are going to say Preddy should bring it, but Rittenhouse shouldn't. And on the right, you're going to say Rittenhouse should bring it, but Preddy shouldn't. Okay, I'm so exhausted from the inconsistencies and the partisanship, right? So now number two, look, as long as they're not physically look, I'll put it this way. The cops have had wrong training in this country for a long, long time. And we've seen it in shooting after shooting after shooting. Philando Castile was another example. The guy says, I have a legal permit to carry a weapon and I have it on me. He's telling the officers in the calmest way. He's doing it nearly perfectly as a gun owner. The officer panics and shoots him and kills him, right? So no, we should not teach law enforcement at any level, if there's a gun, shoot. That's insane. I mean, especially if you're a Second Amendment enthusiast and believer, and I'm not. I'm for huge gun control. But if you believe in the Second Amendment and we're training our cops, oh, gun, murder him. That's insane. No. Take a beat. Now, when you say take a beat, take a second, take 2 seconds,
see, they are glossing over the fact that ICE are not cops, right? And I mean, you see what Holman did. Holman came in and day one said to all the ICE people, you're no longer interacting with agitators. You don't interact with protesters. And it should have been that way from the beginning. ICE are there to interact with undocumented people, period. Okay? If there's a white person that is clearly documented and they're filming you with a camera, they should just ignore them. If that person blocks the street, ICE is supposed to call the local police and say, man, we have protesters here that are impeding our work. Please come move them back, right? That's simple. They're not cops. They do not have jurisdiction to walk up to a protester and say, you must submit to me or I'm going to kill you. And well, the thing is I'm not going to say that Holman is a good guy, but Holman knows the job he needs to do. He knows that, like, Trump is losing, okay? Holman is brain dead CTE, but he also knows the game. He knows the immigration game. He did it with Obama, okay? He knows how to be an immigration guy. He's been doing immigration under multiple different fucking presidents, okay? And so he knows that you know, as shitty as he is, like, the guy's a crook and the guy's brain dead and he's terrible. I like a terrible human being. But he also knows that right now immigration is a lost cause for Trump, and he has to come in here and he has to stop the bleeding, or like Trump is going to just be fucking devastated. Okay? Like, he has to stop the bleeding. Now, the problem is that Kristi Noem should be gone. Okay? Kristi Noem is not a good leader. She's been cosplaying. Kristi Noem, I mean, dude, she's a dog shooter, right? Kristi Noem has relished in walking in and being like, I'm a badass and we're going to crack your skulls, dude. Like, Kristi Noem is the problem. She does need to be iced, like, permanently. Like Hakeem Jeffries was right. She needs to be put on ice and just removed from office, dude. She is zero leadership. All she's doing is, like, you know, she's taking money and banging her fucking, you know, her adulterous relationship, who is also her chief of staff, dude. Right? So she is like, nobody's going to do a good job under her. It's not possible.
We used to do in the old days: freeze, you're under arrest, put your hands up, those type of things. I know what people say, well, that endangers their lives. I know. That's why it's a hard job. By the way they're doing it now is not a hard job. Oh, there's a gun. There's somebody said something. Somebody annoyed me. Somebody's driving a car 2 miles per hour, 10 feet from me. Kill, 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 kill. Well, that's not a hard job at all. That doesn't take any courage. And what we have is a trail of dead American citizens. No,
Cenk,
law enforcement
I disagree with you that
That's
they
where
just
the
saw a
courage
gun.
comes
They
in.
just said, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, do we have evidence that 𝗪𝗛𝗏 said, hey, I'm a legal carry permit holder, I have a gun? Because I don't believe that's what went down.
Why does he have to? Why does
you
first of all, when
announce if you have a
𝗪𝗛𝗏
gun.
said it, they killed him anyway.
Okay, but I'm not talking about that case. I'm
Yeah,
talking
dude.
about him in that situation.
Dude, Philandro Castile was some bullshit, dude.
Don't like the fact that he died. I think mistakes were made. Do I think it was a murder? No. I think it was, you have somebody who has a gun, you have agents there conducting a law enforcement operation that they are perfectly within their rights to conduct, and you have people trying to impede it. And then you've got somebody who is armed trying to impede it. And from what I have heard, and again, we need the investigation. You and I can only speculate
Dude,
so
wrong
far,
picture.
is that they were trying to...
Dude, you see the picture I brought up? Whoopsie. Dude, I thought that was the picture of fucking, you know, 𝗪𝗛𝗏, but no, it's not. It's Barron and Melania getting busy. Whoopsie. Dude.
Disarm him, or that they saw the gun, and then we don't know if we had an accidental discharge, which is something that's kind of common with that make and model.
Yeah, they did not have an accidental discharge. Nice job, though, trying to create a narrative that would supply some, you know, an out for these guys. Dude.
We also don't know the specifications of his gun, because there's been reporting that it was fitted for all kinds of things.
See, you know what's so crazy? Here's the deal. They refuse to investigate. After this happened, the shooters got reassigned, got pulled. Nobody even knew who they were. They hid their identities. DHS lied. Bovino lied. They went on TV later that day and lied after the video was out there. And then they prevented the state from investigating. Okay? So, like, everything you're saying is bullshit, because obviously the administration is not being transparent. They're covering it up. They're preventing an investigation, and they're doing everything they can to make this like it didn't happen. And now we kind of find out why, because we find out that they had some previous history with this guy. And I bet, guys, if we find out who these guys are, I bet like they were at the other location 11 days earlier. I bet you anything they were. And I bet there's even some communication, whether it's in a text message or on Signal or something, where they said, dude, the guy from fucking 36th is here. The guy from Park Avenue showed up. The guy who kicked the taillight. They know, man. They are like screen recording these guys. They're wearing meta glasses. They are, right? They are facial recognitioning. They're telling people we're putting you in a database. They are purposely trying to activate and root out who they believe are problems and then to harass and or like harm them.
Aftermarket. So you've got agents there in a situation where they don't know what this individual is trying to do. I think it went horribly wrong. And I would like to close the discussion on that because I think we agree on it. But I think it puts our agents and our officers and law enforcement in general in incredible danger when you've got the governor and the mayor telling people, get in there. I just think it's a bad idea. If you want to protest, you can protest. But I think from exactly what you said, stay back.
Dude, see, here's the thing, guys. You ready for this? Like, I'm on the fence about this. You know why? You know why, guys? Because if Tomi Lahren and these MAGA shitters had been in charge of our government back in 1775, we wouldn't be America, okay? Right? They would have never done the Boston Tea Party. They would have never fought back against the Redcoats. We would be England still, okay? Now, the reason why I am on the fence about this is because then maybe we'd have health care, okay? So, I don't know, man. Right? It could go either way. Because sure, I want to be America. I don't want to be England. And yet, maybe we'd have health care and some decent social services if we were still England. So I don't, right? I mean, I can go either way with that, right? It's a little complicated. But yeah, dude, these guys are clownish. Dude, the MAGA movement is fascist. You like tea? I like tea. Dude, I'm going to say this, though, guys. I got to say this. I can't watch the rest of this now because I do have to go make videos. It is time to go make videos. But I have to give Cenk Uygur a little bit of props, okay? I have to give Cenk a little bit of props because I thought he was going to be a complete, like, ass-kissy acquiescing. And he's actually, you know, standing firm with some decent, like, points and being relatively sane about it. I mean, we're only 14 minutes in, so we don't know. But I'm also going to pick him apart a little bit, though, because I'm going to say this. Why can he do this with Tomi Lahren, but he can't do this with Fran? He can't do this with you know, fucking Sam Seder, right? With Emma. Like, why does he get so combative and filled with animosity and he has to come at them, but he won't come at Tomi? Like, if Tomi Lahren disagrees, he's like, well, let me address this point. But if Sam Seder or Franny disagrees, he's like, you're fucking crazy. They're not going to put people in camps. Cenk, they put people in camps. And oh, man, maybe Eddie nailed it, though. Right? Eddie, I think, nailed it because they would shred him. That's right. He's being nice with Tomi Lahren because she doesn't have the intellectual capacity to fight back. Right? She's not fighting back. She's saying, I disagree, but she has no point. He doesn't even take her seriously. He's probably thinking about, you know, like visualizing her or something. He's probably not even listening to her. For all we know, he's doing some South Beach incel blog shit. But that's it, huh? She's not really pushing back on him. She's just disagreeing, and he's allowing her to disagree, but he's not fighting her because she's not dismantling his point. They're simply having disagreeing of opinion, right? She doesn't have the integrity. Well, yeah, see, my thing is, though, is like, she's not really a debater, right? She's just like, I believe, but she doesn't, like, acknowledge, like, why she believes it, you know? Francesca hates being called Fran and Franny. Oh, I didn't know that. Dude, I didn't know that. I thought that was like what she went by. Does she just go by Francesca? Dude, thank you for the correction. I didn't know that. Right? I thought that was her fucking play. All right, let's go. Francesca. We shall correct it. Dude, let's go. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I don't fucking, I don't watch enough to fucking know about that stuff. I don't know people's idiosyncrasies because unfortunately I spend my whole life making content, right? Dude, but fuck, bro. It's like that combative nature. You know what I'm saying? It's that combative nature that is problematic. You lost several brain cells? Yeah, I mean, well, the thing about this though, guys, is I think going into it, we weren't expecting this conversation to be illuminating, right? But I think for me, more than anything, I went into this conversation like wanting to sort of dismantle the right-wing narrative, okay? Like this video's not going to be bagging on Cenk Uygur. It's going to be like dismantling fucking, dismantling Tommy Lauren. And Bradshaw, don't worry about it, dude. I get it. And like context is provided. My thing is this though, is we do exist in a censorship state right now because of Trump and shit. So when you share links with me, if there's like racy language or something, just let me know if it's really aggressive or racy, or if it talks about a really hot button topic, so I can just open it in another browser rather than put it on screen, because like I said before, there are sometimes Hassan does say very controversial things, and I have gotten banned talking about the things Hassan talks about. I have, dude, not on YouTube, but I have gotten banned. I've gotten banned on Twitch for like just discussing fucking like some of Hassan's controversial shit. But all right, dude, giving too much credit to Cenk. I know. I'm going to give him a little credit though, right? I'm still going to dismantle him, but I swear to you, like, I'm sure if we watch the rest of this video, I mean, because look at this. Look at right there. You see that section right there? Obama's previous comments. Like, that once they get in there, that Cenk is not a progressive. No. But he's jumping on the fucking anti-Obama train there. Okay? And right? And I bet here, I mean, I'd have to look, and maybe we'll fucking get into this. Maybe we'll look a bit tomorrow. But I bet I bet Cenk says some shitty shit about what do you call it? I bet he says some shitty shit about sanctuary cities, okay? Or right? I'm curious. I bet he does some shit. Who cares about what Obama said? Nobody should care. But you can't have a discussion with a MAGA person without talking about Obama. Why? Because Obama is the origination of the MAGA movement, guys. That's what it is. It is Obama. The fact that a black man existed and was popular enough to become president, and he won re-election when the racists vowed to beat him in 2012. Okay, so therefore, like, they look at Obama as the cause of all of the tension right now, when in fact, no, the cause is their racism that they won't acknowledge, their xenophobia that got kicked up when a black man refused to, like, do what he was told, right? The black guy didn't, because they're fine with black people as long as black people subjugate themselves and insert themselves into the power structure only the way the white people allow them to. And Obama didn't do that. Obama was just black, and he just did his thing, and he did not lower himself for them. And that was unforgivable. Okay, it was unforgivable because, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, right? If you guys, if you've been to the South, that, like, there's a little bit of an unspoken sort of thing in the South still where black people, even where they're tolerated or accepted in the South, they have to know their place, okay? They have to know their place. It's a requirement. And any black person in the South that doesn't know their place is going to run into friction and conflict. And most likely it's not going to end up well for the black person unless they have a lot of power. Even when they do have power, like the black representatives in Tennessee, right? You know, the Tennessee guys, you know, Pearson and Jefferson, right? You know what I'm saying? It's Justin Pearson and Justin Jefferson, right? Isn't it? No, what's the other guy's name? The two Justins. It's Pearson and Justin Jones. Sorry, Jones. My bad. Dude, I fucked that up. Justin Jones. Okay. And Justin Pearson, right? Those guys, they have a lot of power. And think about it. Think about how they fucking, right? Think about how they like crashed into the fucking white structure in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I mean, dude, that's literally the MAGA movement, man. Obama refused to like know his place. Okay? Right? He refused to know his place. And that's fucking brutal, dude. That is why we're here, man. It is like 33% of America can't handle the fact that a black man like became the president. And he was pretty fucking good too. Everybody loved him. You know, until they like shredded him. Eventually they like, you know, the PR campaign became so severe, right? That every divisive thing that came from their own racism has gotten attributed to Obama, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, shit is fucking so bothersome to me, man. You know, we got a long way to go, though. Oh, all right. Dude, I gotta go. It's video time, boss. You broke your chip? All right. Let's go. Dude, I like the Justins, boss. I think those guys are great. But that is one of those examples, though, with the Justins even, where you see that even black men with significant power face a resistance of where the white power structure in their city and in their state government is trying to, like, take their power away. Like, right? And they wouldn't do that if they were white guys. They would be treated differently when they're white guys. And that is the racism, right? You know, that's what it is, man. The racism is that, like, you know, Donald Trump can break every rule in the book and everyone's like, oh, he's just being Donald Trump. But like the black man doesn't wear the right suit and he is like, man, this guy's a communist, or like, what is he doing? Right? Dude, I liked Obama, man. I feel like the country was actually really good too in that time period. Like for the most part, people were pretty good to each other. You know, although like, you know, people in the red areas didn't like him. There were a lot of people that had an issue, right? You like this dude's show, right? But he doesn't fucking dig deep into understanding issues. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about me? I think I absolutely dig deep into understanding issues, right? Or are you talking about Obama, right? Right? Is that who you're talking about? Who doesn't dig deep? Dude, all we do is dig deep. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Do I have any Grey Poupon? I do not. I do not like Grey Poupon. Let's go. Dude, let's go, baby. Fuck mustard. I don't like mustard, guys. I don't. All right. You guys, though, you bought a dance party. Let's go. Dude, the Obama years were like, were just, I feel like people were like, a lot of different people opened up to a lot of different kinds of people during the Obama years. And that was really amazing. We you know, the idea of like you can live outside of society's structured norm and still be accepted and understood and recognized was very powerful. And I remember it too, even in the bars, you know what I'm saying? Even in the bars that I worked in at the time, very disparate types of people coming together and a sense of community with people that were very different than you. A lot of that happened in Obama. There was, I know there was polarization, and that was happening out in the rural areas and in the white, you know, small towns. But in the cities, it was heavenly, dude. The cities were amazing. You know what I'm saying? But all right. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Stretch, baby. We're going to dance. Dude, what was the 𝗙rie-𝗶𝗄𝗆? Was that an Obama thing? Right? Why do I not know about the 𝗙rie-𝗶𝗆 thing? I may have just blocked it out because I don't like mustard. I don't like mustard just in general. Down ground and hot dog? Dude, I like the tan suit, bro. I did. I thought the tan suit was spiffy. But I grew up though, like a lot of times in mixed race neighborhoods. So I like the tan suits and other like suits. I mean, my dad too, like I told you, we lived in a small town, Wisconsin. There was only one black guy who was our neighbor. And like my dad had like a green leisure suit. Okay. And he was definitely influenced with his, dressing because of his, black friend who like, I don't know. There's something about like, does it have to be black, gray, and navy blue? I don't think so. And I think a lot of the color that was brought to some of that fashion in the 70s and shit was coming from the black culture. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, dude. I thought that stuff was cool, dude. I really did. I think it is like weird of people to freak out about it. But whatevs, dude. All right, you ready? Let's go. Oh, yeah, no, I remember the commercial in the 80s, right? I remember the commercial in the 80s where the guy is 𝗙rie-𝗶𝗆 in his he's like a Rolls Royce or some shit, right? And he has it in his glove box, doesn't he? Right? Or a Bentley, some shit like that, right? I remember those. Pop those joints. Let's go. Dude, you got to stretch, baby. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's get it. Time to go to work. Yeah, no, I remember that commercial. I thought it had something to do with Obama. Right? That's what I thought. Let's go. Let's get it. Time for a little deja vu. Here we go. Let's get into it. Let's get 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 it.
Got a lot of choices. I got a lot of ways that I can go. I hear a lot of voices. They have a lot to say. never wore my patience. I was always
All right.
ready to play.
That's what we're talking about.
So I face the day in the sunshine.
That blood kicked up. Let's go, baby. The blood flowing. The heart rate up.
Faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never
Really me.
Plastic lights and starry eyes, and all the freaks were
Left outside.
So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine?
I couldn't find it. 'Cause you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Some days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I don't mind the day I find that the peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Dude, I can't remember the words. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I will say this. Somebody was asking about the song. How I picked that song was real simple because YouTube, there's copyright issues with the music you play. And so I have Epidemic Sound, which is something I do that is for music in videos, like a music service I pay for. So I had to find a good dance song on the music service I pay for. And I found that one. And then I found the guy on Instagram and I reached out to him and had a little chat with him too. He's cool, actually. And so I dig it. He's a good dude from Sweden. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care of that head, dude. James, let's go. Great poop on in your Discord. Great show. Let's go. Thank you, James. Closing it out. You do. Answers. 'Cause you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. But I don't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go make some videos. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. And don't let the fascists get you down, all right? Because we will beat these MFers. Good night. I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You
to be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be